terrible. Makes me sad. Father's Day is almost here, and it's on Sunday. So as a gentle reminder, if you need to get a card, get in the mail, and your dad doesn't live in Southern California, now would be the chance. Today, got to get out today, or it's probably not going to get there. And then you got to come up with the excuse. But these Father's Day cards in general, are just terribly unfunny. They are the least funny.
It's funny because I actually went to get cards earlier than I normally do.
Thinking you get like the best ones, the funniest
I was like,
ones?
before they pick out all the good ones, I'm going to be the one that's looking. And I had so many that were terrible.
They're all terrible. We've got them here. We're going to describe the front of the card, and you just have to guess what you think the joke is on the inside. And yes, every holiday they release cards. I don't know why this is still an industry. I hate it. You know me. I can't stand it. I get angry every time because the price of the cards, first of all, now it's like $5 a card minimum almost. And the jokes don't get better. And people, I think, send them more often than not out of obligation more than because they actually want to do it. They feel bad.
Companies know the price of guilt.
And guilt is $5.
Yes.
$5. And then plus, if you've got a situation like Allie where you got 4 dads, and then you think about all of the other ones. I was thinking I had to go to the store to get them from my dad. And yes, very lucky my dad's still alive. My wife's dad, father-in-law, got to get that guy. Then you got to get cards from the kids, because now they figured out a way to work grandparents into Father's Day somehow.
Wait. Your kids don't make the Father's Day cards?
They yes. The answer is they make them, but I still got.
Nice.
I
love getting those.
I still got to put them in an envelope and send them, dude. Like I gotta.
Did I get you anything?
I was told that I have something scheduled on Sunday at 9 a.m. I hope it's a BJ.
Is it called cleaning the house? It's a BJ.
I don't know what it is, but
It'll say it on the inside of your kid's card.
I hope it's not from them, but we all have dreams.
Oh, man.
So here we go. These are actual Father's Day cards. Let's see if anyone can figure out the terrible jokes on the inside. If you're a bad comedy writer and you can't get a gig anywhere in this town, I guess eventually you hope to get hired by the greeting card companies.
That's me.
That could be Jake. Jake, I hate to say this, and I don't mean you to take this as a compliment. I think you may be too funny to work in the greeting card industry.
Oh, no.
That's like a compliment and an insult.
Yeah. All right, here's the first card. It's a fish on the front of the card, and the fish is wearing a hat, and he's drinking what appears to be like a iced tea, maybe.
Okay.
And his fin is up, and he's chilling almost hammock style, but his bed is made out of what appears to be a sardine tin.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's not funny. Don't you dare.
I like it.
So this is the front of the card. It is a fish lounging, having a drink, wearing a straw hat, inside of a bed made out of a sardine tin. And you open it up, and this is what you pay the big bucks for, is the joke, I would imagine. And what do you think it says on the inside of this Father's Day card?
I love you, hook, line, and sinker.
Okay, that's pretty bad, but expected that's something that it could say. Jake, let's see how funny you are. What does it say inside of this card?
As I thought, maybe you might be hooked on cocktails because you drink like a fish.
Oh, like an intervention card.
Drink like a fish.
That's good.
Or enjoy the great trout doors.
Oh, Jesus.
You would be a good joke writer.
Yeah, he would.
I like it. The great trout doors.
That's pretty terribly
That's
unfunny.
so bad.
And I guess, the whole idea of like dad jokes, they're like the least funny types of jokes. So maybe the greeting card industry is perfect for Father's Day.
Yeah, because dads and dad jokes go hand in hand. I get it.
All right, Omar, what do you think it says? It's once again, the outside of the card is a fish lounging, having himself an iced tea.
I think since you mentioned that the fin is sticking out, I think it's going to be a play on that. It's going to be like you have a fantastic day.
Whoa, fantastic.
Something like that.
Or like I love you to the gills or something.
Oh, that would be better.
They're all bad. But the inside of the card is actually worse than all of these.
With dads, I wish I could catch and release.
This one says, it's officially.
Oh.
And the word fish is, of course, capitalized.
Just in case you didn't get it.
Just in case you couldn't pick up the pun. In case your dad is an idiot. It's officially time to relax.
Oh, no.
Happy Father's Day. Ugh. All right, well, moving on. This next card is oh, man, this one is terrible. This one is a rack of ribs with a face on it, and it's on a grill.
Okay.
The rack of ribs has a face, a smiley face, and also it's wearing a baseball hat.
The ribs are wearing a baseball hat?
The rack of ribs is wearing a baseball hat. And there's no team on the baseball hat. It's just a generic blue baseball hat. Rack of ribs on the grill. You open it up. There's a joke in there somewhere. This card is over $6. $6.49 if you want the rack of ribs card. What does it
Scratch
say?
and sniff?
What does it say? It's not a scratch and sniff.
No, does it open up and it plays that baby back rib song?
Oh,
God,
man.
that would be great.
That would be
dude.
great.
That would be a great. I wish it did. That would actually be a decent card. But that's not. It's not a musical card. Not a
You
musical
guys
card.
are dads. That'd be great. I'd love that.
Man, if I open a card, play that baby back rib song, I do like that song. Allie, it's a rack of ribs wearing a baseball hat. You open it up. What's it say? Oh, you know what? I think there's a steak on the grill too. There's multiple meats on the grill, but the only
there's
one with
multiple?
the only one with the face is the ribs.
Okay, so it's just a few different kinds of meats. Then I think it's going to be you're a grade A dad,
Okay, standard.
but a little fatty.
No, that's Klein's card.
Fat boy.
You're all fat boy.
All right, Jake, what's it say now? It's a rack of ribs, a steak, it's a grill, but the ribs are wearing a baseball hat.
I hope your Father's Day is well done.
So sad.
All right, these are the worst jokes on the planet, but for some reason, they've printed millions of these, and you could buy them all right
As
now.
a dad, if I got that well done joke, I would be offended.
Yeah, I agree.
Because of the
Nobody
well
likes
done
their
steak.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Chefs get offended, dads get offended.
Yep.
What's it say, Omar?
I think it'll say, like, you have been a prime example in my life. Something like that. Like a prime cut choice of me.
Or what about like a bone?
Every
Like, thanks for a
single
bone.
thanks for boning mom.
Yep.
That's
Mom
yeah.
says he has the best meat.
Ew. The sweet meat.
This
Thanks for giving mom your sauce.
Yeah.
every
Ew.
single one of these is a better joke than the one inside of this card. Because when you open this up, it says Happy Father's Day to the world's best slab.
What?
It doesn't.
Slab?
It doesn't even rhyme with dad.
And like, I think you should just keep the key words of like dad and Father's Day out of the pun.
yeah, like
Like,
it's
just no.
like at some point, what it was time up, and they're like, we need to get these cards out now. What do we got?
That also sounds insulting.
Yeah, it's like slob.
It's like,
Yeah, it's closer
what
to
the hell
slop.
is
It's
that?
only one letter away from slop. It's way more letters away from dad.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, the world's best slab.
It doesn't even rhyme.
All right, well, that was another terrible one. That's available for purchase.
I would have taken, I hope your Father's Day sizzles or something stupid
Any-
like that. Like
listen,
literally anything else.
That's why it's crazy to me that if you're going to go with a bad joke, and that's fine, we get it. You're not going to get a funny card.
You're not
so,
reinventing the wheel.
but like, aren't there so many better bad joke options than these ones?
Mm-hmm.
The next card you could get for your father, it's a high top, and the high top is clearly having a conversation with two smaller shoes.
Naturally.
I shouldn't have to tell you that, but that's what it is.
Okay.
It's a high top, and it's having a conversation with two smaller shoes. And it says on the front, Happy Father's Day, but then you open it up, and boom, there's the joke. What does it say, Allie?
I think it's going to say you are the heart and soul
Ah,
of this
okay.
family.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's very unfunny, but...
I know.
Omar, what does it say?
It's gonna say something like, "You were a big shoe, so thanks for the big D."
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
you're a
Okay.
tough shoe to fill.
Okay, all strong guesses. This card is north of $5, by the way. Someone has to pay for this joke to send to their
By
father.
the way, people, just go to the Dollar Tree, get the dollar ones. Dad doesn't care if you are gonna buy them.
I
And the jokes
agree.
are probably just as lame, or they're just blank
Totally.
inside and you can make
Yeah.
up your own thing.
I'm telling you, you go to the sympathy card section when you send when someone dies. Those cards are funnier than these ones.
Yeah.
And they're not even trying for jokes. Those usually just have a Bible quote.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, which is at least maybe. I mean, there's a chance you get the right verse.
Yeah.
Jake, what's it say? It's a high top talking to two baby shoes.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something like, you got a lot of soul.
Cool.
This is.
Is that one just for like black dads? You got a lot of soul.
Oh, Jesus.
What
Yes,
is that?
it's in the black
There
dad
is a section for everything.
They do have that section. This says, Dad, you set the bar pretty high, and then in parentheses, top.
Oh my God.
What? That's such a stretch.
It is so unfunny and terrible.
Damn.
That they should, you should be able to put on high tops and kick the writer of this card in the nuts.
Yes, that
And
would be better.
That should come with that.
323 said Omar should say, Omar, nice to meet you finally. Love, Dad.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Postmaster Johnny's in the studio on a Friday 13th, which means, Johnny, we're going to talk superstitions today. And I believe we have done something involving superstitions in the past. Do you remember the last time you were in here for this?
Something like that, yeah. We did something in the past, but I don't remember, though. That was like years ago.
Right, so there's no way you would possibly remember.
Not at all, no.
All right, we've got new questions, and
us too.
all you have to do is predict, will Johnny know or not know about superstitions to win yourself 6 packs of tickets. It's time for Johnny Doesn't Know.
Johnny doesn't know.
Is this real?
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
You can't use, like,
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
your groin. Let me say groin.
Johnny doesn't know.
Like, if I do, like, a thrust shot right to the genitals, like, off the backboard.
All right, let's say hi to Kendall. Kendall is listening right now in Mission Viejo. Johnny Doesn't Know is always a fan favorite around these parts. Kendall, good morning, and welcome to the Friday the 13th Superstition edition of Johnny Doesn't Know.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm going to ask Johnny this first question, and you don't need to know the answer. You just need to predict whether or not he will. Johnny, what are fortune tellers' balls made of? Will Johnny know the answer to this question? What are fortune tellers' balls made of? Kendall.
Yes, I think you will know.
Yeah,
You could see the look on his face right now. You would not have guessed.
Yeah, wait. You got to reframe. Pause, bro. You said, what are their balls made out of?
What are
You probably
fortune?
had
Great balls.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mine's very ball focused.
What are fortune tellers' balls made of?
If they're men, it's made of sperm. If it's women, I don't know. Probably balls of steel.
What? Have you ever heard of a fortune teller's ball?
They look into a ball to tell your fortune. What? And that ball.
Crystal ball.
Oh my God!
Wow, Johnny.
Yeah.
Kendall. Kendall said he would know, and he did know, and that is unbelievably correct.
Good job, Johnny.
Sometimes you just got to rephrase. Johnny always tells me after the show on Friday, he goes, it's not that I didn't know these questions, just you asked them in such a confusing way.
'Cause you do.
That I answer the wrong part of it.
You tried to disguise me with that ball talk right now, and I was just focused on balls.
You tried to disguise me with that ball.
He did. He said, he's like, what are magicians' balls made out of?
I didn't say that. I
balls,
said, what
I'm
are,
thinking balls.
You
now.
didn't say
Got it.
magician.
I didn't
Whatever
say
he
that.
said, wizards, whatever.
Say hi to Jasmine.
Whatever they
I
are.
said fortune teller. Let's
Yeah,
go
those
to
people.
Anaheim. It's Friday the 13th. One person already got theirs right. Congratulations, Kendall. Let's keep the streak alive. Jasmine, welcome to Johnny Doesn't Know. How
Again,
goes
all
it?
hot names.
All hot.
Kendall,
Jasmine, forget it. It's unbelievable. The baddies are out. What's up, Jasmine?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Johnny, a four-leaf clover is, of course, one of the international symbols of good luck. What is another symbol of good luck? Will Johnny know this, Jasmine?
Good luck.
I think he will not.
Okay. There are quite a few we will accept here, but all you got to do is give us one. It's another symbol of good luck.
When I was a kid, I remember the little white balls that were growing out of the grass.
Back to balls we go.
Okay, yes, it's balls and whatever. Those little white fuzzy things that you blow on and it blows. I forget the name of it though. It's not dandelion, but it's like those little white things. Good luck. You know what I mean? Remember that?
Good luck.
Yeah, those.
It's not good luck. That's something that if
That's
you blow,
wishes.
Yeah,
if
you
you
make a
blow,
wish.
Same
Yeah.
thing, right?
if all
No.
of them come off, your wish will come true.
Oh man, that doesn't count.
I'm not going to accept that as a real
that's
answer.
that's wishes.
So
That's like
go-
if an eyelash, if you can blow off an eyelash, then it's your wish.
That's good. luck.
Jasmine, you
That's-
said
no, that's a
Jasmine,
wish.
Jasmine, you said he would not know.
Yes.
Okay, Johnny, I'm going to give you a real chance now. Another international symbol of good luck.
Gold? Oh, I actually don't know.
What did you say?
I was going to say gold. Are you saying like?
Okay,
give
he
me
doesn't
gold
know. All right,
coins?
good job. Hold on 1 second, Jasmine. He does not know. You ever hear like a horseshoe is good luck?
Or knocking on wood.
Triple
Oh,
sevens.
knock on wood is
There's a
one?
lot. Yeah, there's so many out there we would have accepted.
Oh, wow.
But blowing on a
Jeez.
dandelion is not one
Seeing a
of them.
black cat or a praying mantis.
I thought it was praying mantis. I saw on Klein's doorway the other day. He
That's
had
right.
Praying mantis.
That's
good luck
correct.
for you.
Oh,
I sent that right
go.
over to Jake's house. We go to question number 3. Everyone's gotten theirs right, predicted correctly. This is Johnny Doesn't Know Superstitions. If you're just joining us on a Friday the 13th, we go to Newport Beach and we say hi to Robert this morning on KROQ. Hello, Robert.
Hey, good morning, you guys. We did it.
We
If
did.
you spill this, you're supposed to throw it over your shoulder to keep the evil spirits away. Johnny, what is it? Will Johnny know? Robert, yes or no?
I think he will.
Okay, Johnny. You spill this, you're supposed to throw some over your shoulder.
Oh, dude. I did this because I did this in golf camp when I was a kid. We accidentally spilled, I think it was salt, and you had to throw salt over your shoulder.
Wow, Johnny.
Yeah.
Coming across like a genius today, dude.
Oh, dude, our coach got so mad. He's like, what the hell are you guys doing throwing salt? Because we were like 7 years old just chucking salt left and right because it was so fun to do.
I thought Johnny was going to say Gatorade. I was like, I'm sure of it, too. Sure
I
of it.
spilled it once and I had to throw it over.
All right, Robert, hold on 1 second. He got his right as well. Two
Wow.
more people get a shot
3
now.
for 3.
And then we'll go. This had never happened before in a round of Johnny Doesn't Know. So I had a Mario in Downey. Mario, it's the Superstition edition of Johnny Doesn't Know. Johnny.
Hey, morning, guys.
Hey, good morning. Here we go. Johnny, we'll go with this one right now. This is something that if you break, you will get 7 years of bad luck, according to Superstition. Will Johnny know this?
You know what? I believe he will.
Got a lot of faith.
I know it's like either 2 or 3 things that you could break.
Go ahead.
That's so many.
Well, you know, it's like step on a crack, break your mother's back. That's like one of the jokes or whatever. And then it's like, I think it's the glass, but the glass mirror or like something shatters or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one was either the cat or when you walk under a, what's it called again? The thing with the steps? The ladder? When you walk under the ladder, like, hey, don't walk under that ladder. That's bad luck, man.
Right.
That's not breaking.
The question is breaking. And you said break a cat?
You just talked yourself out of the question.
Yeah, I'm so confused. You just walked under a ladder out of the question.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Johnny,
I'm brainstorming
the question
right
is,
here.
so Superstition says if you break this, you'll get 7 years of bad luck.
Break a promise?
Break a promise.
Break a lamp. No, let's go back to the glass mirror. I like the glass mirror.
What? You stay,
my God, he did it.
You stay on the ride long enough, and you get there eventually. Mario said he would get it, and he got it.
It's
which
a mirror.
means
Let's go. A mirror.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
A minor miracle is what it is that Johnny's gotten so many right. We go to one final contestant now in Johnny Doesn't Know, and we're back to the baddies, this time in Downey. Arlene on KROQ. This is the final one in the Superstition round of Johnny Doesn't Know for Friday the 13th. Everyone has gotten theirs right so far, predicting whether or not Johnny will know. Arlene, let's keep the streak alive. Here we go. You ready?
Oh, man. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sweet divots.
Sweet divots. Here we go, Johnny.
I'm ready. Come on, baby.
Johnny, what is one thing that will increase your chances of getting lucky with a lady? There's a list here.
To who? According to who?
According to experts.
Such as? Can we cite the sources?
I know, yeah, that is
I'm a
kind
little
of
scared, 'cause are you
subjective
asking-
question.
He probably had great balls. That's
Yeah.
right. Good guess,
That's the
Klein.
man that made the list.
Good guess, Klein. Arlene, will Johnny know something that will increase his chances of getting lucky with the ladies?
I'm going to say that he's not going to know.
Okay. Johnny?
I think he does know, but it won't be on that list.
It's definitely not. I already know an answer. Like, it's definitely not going to be on that
What's
list.
the answer?
Well, it sounds like you're asking for advice. So I'm not you.
You got me. This whole game's a ruse so I can get laid.
And
You got
now
it.
we have time for one last question.
Yeah, Johnny, please. And speak to me personally.
Jake, bust out the notepad. What I've noticed is women love a man that is very self-aware. Right, Allie?
Yeah.
Allie's a lesbian. She has no...
No, that's, I think any person who's self-aware, If anybody's like totally in their own world and you have no idea, like they don't have any self-awareness, it's like a real turn-off because you feel like they can't progress or change or learn anything.
Arlene, do you agree as a lady you like a man with self-awareness?
Yes, I agree.
All right. Well, then I'll say Johnny's right.
Spoken like
The
a
correct answer was big dong. But okay. You got to have a big dong.
Is all the experts said
that's what the
that?
experts
How are you
said.
supposed to show that on a first date?
Every
What does
single
this have to do
person.
with luck?
Yeah, with luck. Well, if you have a big dong, you have a better chance you're going to get lucky. That's according to what it says.
question.
I see.
No, the problem is every single other question I had, we went through because we talked about knocking on wood, we talked about walking under ladders, talked about so we just step on a back, break them up. I can't believe we already hit that one. That was the next question.
to balls.
So I had to make up a.
Yep.
Allie, every single person predicted correctly today. It's never happened before. Who's getting the 6-pack of tickets? Mario, Arlene, Jasmine, Robert,
go with
Kendall.
Robert.
Hey, Robert, congratulations. You were randomly
Sweet.
selected.
Thank
You
you,
get
guys.
6 tickets. Hold on. You can go ahead and pick where you'd like to go to. And we got more show. Oh, Ryan Seacrest joining us next right here on KROQ.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ. KROQ.
The body is a beautiful thing because it gives us so many different things we can use as excuses to get out of other things. And yes, you may get 5 or 6 sick days in a year, but how many fake sick days do you get, or how many fake sick days do you take?
Unlimited, depending on how you play it.
If you play your cards right, you can get sick and miss all the things in the world you don't want to go to. Could just be a day of work, could be a family function. If you play it well, your 6 excuses can be your almost like your VIP pass to get out of anything in life you don't want to do.
Especially if you fake a chronic illness that can come back at any time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, you have to think about, is it going to be a one and done, like a cold or a flu? Or is it going to be, hey, I've been diagnosed with this, and it is going to be something that flares up every once in a while, and they still won't ask questions.
Cystic fibrosis.
Oh,
you got to think big picture here.
Jeez.
When you're coming up with your little things, you got to start thinking, this is going to be good for today.
The more syllables, the better.
Exactly.
Lupus is only 2, and that's a solid one.
People don't even know about that one. You just say lupus.
And you're like, all right.
Good luck on that. So here's the question we got for you. Sick New World tickets, send you to Vegas, put you up, the whole thing, give you some money. And we're just asking for your 6 excuses that you've used, successfully or otherwise. And will someone, Allie, come clean? Call the person, be it the boss or the boyfriend or the friend, and say, yeah, I know I skipped that, and I know I said that I had whatever. That was a total lie, and I did it, and I'm sorry, I feel bad about it. Maybe they reward them by bringing them with that person to Vegas for this thing.
Oh, man, that'd be so awkward.
Or maybe they just need to have another 6 excuse on the ready if you're just listening. These are good ones. Keep them in your brain because you may need these in the future. You don't know, and all of a sudden someone's like, hey, I got an extra Dodger ticket. You're like, I got to get out of work now. Need something. I've already used all my good ones. I need something.
But the thought of telling the person that I lied to about my mother's brain injury...
That would be
makes
great.
me want to throw up inside my mouth. Do
you still have their information?
No.
No, that's a lie. That's a definite yes. She definitely has.
No,
it.
I'm sorry. I have diarrhea.
Dude, we want you to throw up in your mouth. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
No.
I'd love to see that. Also, we should try to get Vanessa on the phone because she went home today, quote, sick, but maybe she's just trying to win these tickets.
Oh,
Maybe it's a 6 excuse. Go ahead. You're on KROQ. What happened?
Mine was I wasn't feeling good. My stomach hurt or whatever because the wife wanted to have sex and we fought earlier that day and I wasn't in the mood to give her it.
You faked being sick and said your stomach hurt so you wouldn't have sex with your wife? I feel like usually...
That's the other way around.
It's the other way around. I've heard my wife has gone through every medical ailment someone could go through.
And gotten doctor's notes.
Legitimate doctor's notes to avoid having sex with me.
Yeah, I remember those conversations you had.
Right, thank you. Great. I'm glad I made an impact. All right, that's Jared. Let's say hi to Cody. What was your 6th excuse? Welcome to KROQ.
Yeah, I'm a paraplegic, and it is a freaking golden ticket.
Wow, so you just say, sorry, I'm a paraplegic, and then they just go, okay.
Oh, basically, yeah. I mean, I have paraplegic issues. I can't come in. Like, I got a work-from-home situation going on where I don't even have to go in. Everybody else is having to go into the office more and more. And I made up some paraplegic issues. And
are you actually paraplegic, or is this whole thing?
No,
okay.
I am, but I don't really have these medical issues that I may or may not have been using.
Klein, is this Cripple Cody?
Allie, that's so insensitive.
No. He called himself that, right?
Hold on.
What's up, Crip?
Isn't that what you said?
I'm sorry that Allie referred to you as
such.
You
said you were king of the cripples.
Cancel Allie.
That's right, Cody. You're right. David on KROQ, what was your 6th excuse?
Well, my ex-girlfriend now was my fiance, and we were going to get married, and I wasn't really ready to get married or anything, so I had to tell her that I had AIDS.
You had to tell her that you had AIDS? That was the only option?
Hold on. That seems like such an extreme 6th excuse. You went to the biggest one, huh?
Yeah, and she already had all the invitations ready. She had her dress. And I just was not ready, so I came up with the excuse that I had AIDS, that I got it from somebody else, and then she totally stopped the wedding. She stopped calling me. And
now, would you be willing to call this ex of yours and tell her that you made up the AIDS thing way back when?
No, but I do have her phone number.
And she, as far as she's concerned, you are living with AIDS?
Yes.
Wow.
Alyssa, talking 6 excuses right now. Good luck topping that one. What do you got?
I have kids with food allergies, and sometimes if I don't feel like going someplace, I just tell my friends that they are having an allergic reaction.
I saw a family at a restaurant recently eat the whole meal, and then before the bill came, kind of grab everyone and storm out and yell as they were running out, they're having an allergic reaction.
No
And I
way.
thought to myself, this is a great El Cheapo move right here. Dion on KROQ, 800-520-1067. We got tickets up for grabs. Sick New World. What a lineup. Metallica, Linkin Park, Queens of Stone Age, AFI, Evanescence, and so many others. But we're asking you about your 6 excuses that you successfully were able to use, and what did you get out of? What's up, Dion?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I used to work at a fashion company, and I was doing inventory one time, and it's a 2-week process, so I told them that I had to have an adult circumcision, and that kept me out for 2 weeks, so I didn't have to do inventory, and I realized that I could use that excuse again because I just told them that it was actually a botched circumcision and that they had to redo it, so I actually ended up getting about a month and a half off.
Are you were you pre-circumcised before any of this, or are you not circumcised? Because I guess I wouldn't say prove it, right? I guess they couldn't really do that at the job.
I don't know, the fashion industry, maybe they could.
Depends how tight the pants are.
You're going to have to prove it to me, honey.
I was modeling for him.
So you
didn't have to wear the highlighters.
You made up. You said you were getting an adult circumcision, followed by it was botched. They have to do it again. Because who would lie about that? It's so embarrassing. And you got 4 weeks off.
Yeah.
All right.
And all that you really have to give to them is just a really disturbing image of your junk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to give that to them. They can't ask to see that.
That image will burn into their retinas, and they just go, okay.
Gabby, from Dion's genitals to yours. What's up?
Hi, how are you guys?
Great.
Great. Well, mine is actually true, though. I actually am going through having a cyst on my labia. And, yeah.
Allie,
What was that?
Allie, don't judge.
I didn't make that noise.
Stop
Allie,
it.
Tisk.
It's
Yeah,
the
this is.
size of a quarter right now. One labia is bigger than the other.
You don't have to defend yourself to me. I'm not making those sounds.
Wow.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone quiet down. Explain it again, Allie.
Yeah.
Try to keep it together. Go. Explain this again.
I have a cyst the size of a quarter on the left labia, and I've been squeezing it, trying to pop that.
Allie.
I will gladly show it to you, Allie. And I'm a personal shopper, so I have to walk all day for 8 hours, and my labia is rubbing against my other lady part.
This is not me.
I'm very sorry that you are telling us something very personal
I'm
now.
not grossed out. This is hot.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's even grosser.
You know what the
All right.
funny thing is that it feels gross, but it feels good. So
Okay.
it's like,
All right, Allie. Gabby, I'm sorry.
Gabby, thank you for your brave story.
What a story, Allie.
What was this an excuse for? Or this is just actually happening.
I think she thinks that we're going to help her medically. So, Gabby, have you used this to get out of anything or just to get off? What is the thing?
no, I actually asked my HR man. Thank God I'm close to my HR manager, and she knows what's going on.
She was like, same.
Yeah. Her name is Gabby, too, and, yeah, it's,
Klein, that was real.
Let's say hi.
Gabby, we love you and your labia.
Hold on. There's a lot here. Guys, let me play this song. Hold on. We're way behind. Let's give you that. We got to cleanse our palate. That was really disturbing.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ.
106.7 KROQ.
Is there a Sunday night game that I really want to watch and have a little bit more than just being on my own couch?
And you feel like you're getting more out of your weekend than you would have otherwise because you're doing like a Saturday-ish thing on a Sunday.
If you do that decision, because I think a lot of people when the Sunday scaries hit, which is a real medical thing, and then you start to kind of go that your clock in your brain starts winding down, and you start going, now I got to start preparing for the week ahead. Terrible feeling. Hey, it hits us all. What
I think
time?
it's like 4 p.m. or something.
Yours hits 4. Mine hits like at noon on Sunday.
Well, it's actually when my kid goes down for a nap at 1, I go, okay, I got to start getting S ready for the week. I got to start. That's when everything starts spiraling, spinning.
I kind of go through a thing between like noon and 1 where I'm like, oh God, I can't believe the week. And then I kind of do that thing where I go, was it a good week? Did this weekend, was this a benefit for me? Am I less tired now or more? And then I'll kind of forget about this. It hits me twice. It hits me once at noon, then I forget about it, and then it like clobbers me again at like 6 p.m.
Oh, so yeah, for me it's 4 because then I start going, oh my God, I have to go to bed in like 5 hours.
Yeah, it
what do
sucks.
I have to do before I get out?
So the idea that you're going to exit that whatever your routine is, and then hit up a bar. You're right. You do feel like you're kind of getting a bonus.
You're like rebelling against the week.
Right, and you're getting a
ahead.
bonus. So I would think that would be a fun crowd. But bartenders say not the case. So the question is, as we try to save society, other than the Sunday crowd, who do you believe are the biggest dicks at any sort of a bar at any given time? It's time for Don't Be a Dick, bar edition. Hit it. Don't
be a dick.
There we go. That's part of it. That was just part of it.
No.
That's
that.
Yeah,
Be a dick.
there you go.
You
now-
shut up.
That's Allie. That's Allie right there.
Cut her off.
You know what I mean.
I believe Jake, of all of us, probably still goes to bars the most.
I think he
And-
goes to bars nightly, doesn't he?
No,
Not nightly.
For how many nights a week are you at a bar?
A couple, 3.
A couple three?
That means,
Couple three?
That means 5.
Are you at a bar right now?
I'm trying to turn into one. Happy hour in the nerd hole.
So, in your opinion, Jake, then, don't be a dick. It's the bar edition. Who is the biggest dick at any given bar at any given time?
I don't like the person that when you're in line, there's an obvious line to get a drink. The person that just cuts right behind a bar stool and orders ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, that's a dick move.
Yeah, but do you know, is there a real line?
There's most definitely like a line established, right? And we're all waiting in line, and one person's like, "Well, it's bar rules," and I'm just going to go off. And we all could have done that, but they went off like on the side and in between two bar stools and orders ahead of everybody else.
Sometimes that happens accidentally, though, where somebody just walks up fresh and they don't really realize what the line situation
Right.
is, and then the bartender notices them first and starts helping them, and what are you going to do?
Because it's not a line in the sense of a line would be at TSA or at Disneyland.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a-
like
it-
international waters.
Yeah,
it's a
fake line.
It's people waving and you don't know who's already waved or who's already made eye contact with the bartender because a lot of that's a nonverbal thing. But yes, I do agree. When you think you're up, what Jake is saying, the guy that becomes the dick is the person that when the bartender turns and kind of goes, "Hey, which one of you is next?"
Yes.
And you both know that you were there, and the guy's like, "I think it was me." You're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I think it was me."
Yeah. And
Hello?
then you're like, I'm going to side-eye you for
Right.
the rest of the evening.
Brian, welcome to Don't Be a Dick. People at a bar, bartenders, apparently, it's just out today. They're saying the Sunday night crowd is their least favorite crowd of the week. We think there's bigger dicks than that at bars. What's up?
No, it's going to be the horny drunk guy who's there by himself and, like, talks to all the girls, inappropriately scares them away so that us sober horny guys can't get in.
That's right.
Wait.
Us
Who's sober at a bar?
well-intentioned horny guy.
You're upset because you, as a horny man in a bar, can't. All the women have scurried away from the drunk, louder horny guy when you didn't even get a shot yet, right?
Exactly.
I hear what he's saying. He makes a good point. He's going to win this round, I think.
818, what about the guy that tries to get involved in everybody's conversations and thinks you guys are all best friends even though you've never met each other? 818 wanted to nominate the person that does not have any concept of personal space or oral hygiene. They're always a spitter.
Oh, man, there are a lot of people that get real liquidy at the bar.
And you can smell how long they've been in the bar, too, when they get close to you. You're like, oh.
It's the one benefit sometimes of the booze that the alcohol you'd like to believe at least could kill some of that stuff going on up there.
Yeah.
But the more they drink, the wetter they do get.
I also would add to that the person who thinks that they're best friends with the bartender, even though they're not. Because when I was a bartender, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, this is my friend. Yeah, get him whenever he wants," and they've got this kind of like. It's almost like they have this clout that they didn't really earn.
Stacy on KROQ this morning. It's Don't Be a Dick. People at a bar. The bartenders are out there in force to let everyone know that they believe the Sunday crowd, especially the post-Sunday scary crowd at the bar, is the worst crowd of the week. What say you?
Without a doubt, a group of fraternity guys at the bar are the worst. They're loud, they're obnoxious. The more shots they take, the louder they are, and they're just awful, and they don't tip.
It's funny because Bachelorette Party is on the text line as the most annoying people at a bar.
Most annoying crowd. But I think it's like anything else. Maybe 9 out of 10 would be bad, but one group could be good. A fun group.
Oh, totally.
The problem is everyone thinks they're the fun group. That's the major problem, is that everybody thinks that their group is fun and having fun and everyone around them is having fun. And a lot of times it's like the no self-awareness where everyone's like, your group is ruining this whole vibe.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing I was going to say is as far as crowds, like to say a Sunday crowd is the worst crowd in general, sometimes there's just a vibe. You're at a bar and the vibe is just right. I don't know what it is, but the energy is good, the music is good, the lighting is good. It's just a good vibe. And then a group enters.
Oh, my God.
And there's a full vibe shift.
I had that last weekend. There was a group that came in. They were all wearing coordinated T-shirts, which I think is a huge red flag.
Oh,
and one of the girls got into a FaceTime phone call fight So she was screaming at somebody on FaceTime, and she had put the phone on a tripod on the table.
What?
And was yelling at the person on FaceTime.
See, I love
And
that.
then somebody had to try to break up the FaceTime fight.
Eric on KROQ. It's Don't Be a Dick. People at a bar. Will our bartenders right here, or are there bigger dicks that we should eliminate before we get rid of the Sunday night crowd? What's up? Eric.
Your turn.
What's up?
So basically, it's the girl who wants to just float around everywhere and just try to get drinks to whoever she can from, and kind of cock block from the girl he's actually after.
Yeah, I don't think we can say that word. But
Can't
the
say
C-
C blocking,
the C-
but I know
the
what
C-
you mean.
The C block. I think it's the floating around.
Trying to get perks.
Yeah, the perks. But I actually, to be honest, I think that's part of the ambiance of the bar.
Yeah.
The girl going around flirting for drinks is sometimes...
It's a vibe, yeah, I get it.
It's part of the vibe. I mean, there's plenty of bars that used to bus in groups of women that would do that because that was the
What?
sign of a good place. That was the sign of a good bar.
Really problematic.
They would
Bussing
bus
in
them in.
girls.
They would bus in buses full of girls.
Get on the bus, girls.
Get
We're
on.
going to a
Go-
place
you're
where
going
you'll
to a
be
bar.
valued.
Yeah, you won't be paying for a drink. I'm serious.
A bunch of horny guys are here to talk to you.
If you think about the reality of the situation, Allie, I know you're not going to like this as a lesbian, but in this world of breeders and straights, here's what goes on. They say, how is a bar going to get vibes as being a cool bar? Well, the first question is, did people say there was like hot women there? That's how.
See, I think like cool sports bars and dive bars don't have hot people there, and they're some of the best bars that I've been in. 909 said, I bartended for 27 years, and the very worst person is the one who snaps their fingers to get the bartender's attention. I would also add the person who is telling everybody in the bar the same story over and over again, whether it's a breakup story or something like a bet they won or something like that, and they just are so drunk that they keep repeating the story over and over. The worst.
Chris, go ahead. Who is the worst person at a bar? It's Don't Be a Dick, bar edition. What do you got?
I used to be a bartender in Temecula, and I hate the guy that just won't leave. Pay your tab at 2 in the morning and get out.
Yeah, there are
Right,
people.
Jake?
Jake knows that. Jake,
What are you talking about?
Jake has a whole thing. In fact, if you remember, this is the bartender at Jake's bar, and he has to make this massive announcement where he basically screams at every single person to leave the bar because.
All right, friends, thank you for coming, but we are now closed. Pay your tabs and go home now. Thank you.
All right, brother. Hey, nice to meet you, bro. Nice to meet you. Bye, baby.
And that's Jake not leaving. That's
He's
Jake.
pretending to be a dog.
That's fine. We're best friends. He likes me. Doesn't mean me.
Right. Oh, Phil's got a great nominee. Phil, don't be a dick. People at a bar, who do you got?
Hey, sweet dude.
Sweet dude.
The one that always bothers me is the guy who comes in with the roses, trying to sell roses to somebody,
Seacrest.
having a conversation. It's like, what?
Yeah, I know. The rose selling guy, that's always a big one. Really puts you on the spot and put your relationship publicly on blast where you're like, oh, God, I don't want to buy
You're
rose
like,
from
I'm
this
drunk
guy.
and being taken advantage of in this moment.
I do want to get laid. And then you say to the guy, like, hey, what do you want for the rose? The guy's like, $28. You're like, for one rose? What? Yeah, they just make it all up. It's
That's
international
crazy.
waters. All right, great nominees. Thank you. We've saved society again, I believe, on KROQ.
Klein, Alley, Show. Mornings on KROQ.
106.7 KROQ.
Cannons on KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Some point very soon, that Green Day song, Worth a Key, that could start your Green Day signature Corvette, will be happening within the next 10 minutes here at KROQ. But we're talking about summer because summer starts Thursday. And I think it's universally the most loved season, especially in Southern California where we get kind of more summer than most people. But I do
But
think
it's kind of on crack lately.
it's been weird. It's been, I would say, less crack and more methy. It's like, it's hot, it's cold, figure it out. What are we doing? But there are things about the summer in general, summer standards, that are appropriately rated. Other things are very overrated, and some things I think don't get the respect or at least the glory they deserve as
So-
we get into summer.
Something on the text line that's a great place to start is getting a tan. Do you think that this person said it was overrated or underrated?
Man, to get a good tan is hard because you got to really. I think a lot of people just look splotchy and weird. And I think
you have to worry about tan lines. If
That's-
you're a guy, you have to. It's like those guys you see running with their shirts off all the time. 'Cause they gotta make it all
when I
even.
do get the right amount of sun, I look much better than how I normally look.
Agreed. As a pasty white person, if
Yes.
I even get like a few shades,
Right, it helps.
yes.
But that being said, you can fix a lot with filters these days. If it comes down to like how you look on your IG, you can filter it up, a little lo-fi, and boom. fix the contrast.
Yeah.
But I think that the effort that goes into doing a real, like when you see people that actually have the oils and the bronzers and that weird stuff that they get from Australia.
And they're like obsessed with the fact that they have to work on their tan.
Yeah. But tan people do always smell like coconut, which is nice. I do like
Yeah,
that.
but they're always sticky.
It does feel a bit overrated.
Yes, 310 said that the perfect tan is overrated.
Yeah.
And that their underrated was air conditioning, which I feel like is so properly rated. That would be one of my overrated ones. I think the AC is completely
It's fun.
overrated.
They bring up air conditioning because I was going to say what's underrated is other people's air conditioning. When you are getting the really good AC, but you're not going to see that bill, that is the greatest.
Oh, I see.
Like grocery store air conditioning.
I see.
Oh, nothing better. And you double down by going into the cheese aisle where it's even colder. Oh man, that's living. That's good stuff.
I just
right
like
there.
a nice clammy house.
I know you do. Allie's house is
Where
the
you
temperature
just-
of a taint at all times. Think of your taint right now. That's how Allie's thermostat is set. It is
whatever.
not. I think in the category of underrated, and I wish we had these here. I have friends that whatever their jobs are, they get a thing called Summer Fridays. Summer Fridays means pretty much that they get to leave early on a Friday, like every Friday, pretty much from Memorial Day straight through Labor Day. They just leave at noon. And it's like a known thing, I guess. It's a lot of industries do it. When I worked at MTV, they did that, and it was great. I mean, we loved it. Here,
So what do you think? Overrated?
no, it's it's underrated. I would love it. It should be a universal thing.
Why don't you pitch that to our boss?
I think he does that already. I think he does all year
does he?
Fridays.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while. They're doing summer Thursdays, Fridays, Mondays. They got it figured out. We got no power
I
here.
think Tuesday, Wednesday they work.
Yeah, they're here a couple days. God, they must hate those days, huh? Those are the worst. I think overrated. I can't believe I'm saying this now because it was the thing that brought me the most joy as a child. The ice cream truck.
What? Why do you think that's overrated?
I think that they haven't figured out the right way to get have you purchased ice cream from an ice cream truck lately at all? Because I'll tell you, I
About
have.
7.
And it is it's like the consistency of a brick. They give you.
Oh, it's too cold?
It's too cold.
What do you mean?
It's-
but I mean, you just hang out in the summer where it's hot,
Yeah,
and then it gets
4
to the
minutes
appropriate
later,
temperature.
it'll be perfect.
Right.
Who has that kind of self-restraint to wait 4 minutes?
Most people.
No.
Yeah, and that's the excitement of it.
And then you just take it out, and you just kind of lick it until it gets, to the proper temp.
No, it's the thing is they keep it. It's pretty much like dry. They're handing you dry ice on a stick, is what they're handing you.
No,
And
then you pluck out the gum eyeballs, eat those.
break
and
your
let-
teeth. You
Yeah,
break your teeth
let
on those.
marinate a little
Yeah.
bit in your mouth
Okay.
while it melts.
Overrated. I'm sorry, they haven't made the right advancements. And you know me, that was my childhood dream to be an ice cream guy.
So one thing that I think is underrated about summer is that you can pretty much wear whatever you want, and it doesn't people judge you a lot less when you look schlubby if you're walking around in a swimsuit. When you leave the house, you can just put on whatever flip-flops are hanging out near your door. You don't really have to think about your outfit choices because whatever, it's summer. Or I can just throw something on and I don't really have to think about it.
You would get judged more harshly if you wore the same thing in December.
Exactly.
But in the summer, they're like, she must be going to a pool party or something.
Exactly. If
even
I was
you're not.
wearing a muumuu in the fall, it would look stupid.
Yeah.
But
You
if
should-
it's summer, everyone thinks that I'm on my way to the pool, or it's just nice out, so whatever.
She's just going to the trough.
I can wear my bra from 2 days ago, and then an ill-fitting cami over it, and no one really cares because it's summer.
You should definitely wear more muumuus in general.
two.
That's it. Yeah.
But they're,
'Cause-
they're usually for 9 nights.
I guess what the point that Allie's making is any other time of the year it's a muumuu, but in the summer it's a cover-up.
Exactly.
Like that's the point she's making.
That's my point.
Instead of them going, look at that woman wearing a muumuu, they go, oh, she's got a cover-up on. That's the one benefit of summer,
It
I
becomes
guess.
cute.
Yeah, I get
Or
it.
it's like a choice, like a summer choice.
Hey, Liz, overrated, underrated, summer, what do you got?
Summer, the heat is overrated.
Yeah, I mean, somebody on the text line pointed out with global warming, summer isn't as exciting anymore because it just feels too hot and everyone's reminded of the planet dying.
Yeah, I don't think like that. I mean, I guess I
I
probably
mean, I know
should.
you don't.
I got bigger issues with the cold ice cream. I
But
got
I
to deal
think
with that.
summers used to be a little more enjoyable. Now I feel like, it's also where I live, but for at least a month and a half, it's unbearable. It's like it's winter again. I can't barely leave the house.
Vanessa, what is the most overrated or underrated thing about summer?
Overrated, the pool. I hate all the kids. All the
Because they think you're one of them. That's why.
That sexy girl over there.
The lifeguard probably blows the whistle. He's like, adult swim. I said, you get out. You get out. Vanessa's like, I am a woman. I get it. I hear
Come on,
you.
you don't like sitting in the pool with a drink, chatting.
But I hate how
laying on a
packed it
floaty?
gets. I just don't like a packed pool.
Yeah.
Unless you have your own private pool. But I'm not in that tax bracket. And then underrated, as you already know, rollerblading at the beach boardwalk.
That's not under this month, the Pride Month. It's all the rage. It's the number one sport of Pride Month is rollerblading.
Yeah, but I'm letting people know that it's underrated
Yeah.
for the people that don't know.
Rollerblading has become a little more properly rated, though. I think it was an underrated thing, and then a lot of people started taking up rollerblading.
Definitely very mockable. Still mockable.
Well, it's also the funniest thing for people to fall down on.
Oh, so funny.
I think
God,
funnier
that-
than a bike. When
that is
I fell on
underrated.
rollerblades, and it was way funnier than falling off a bike.
Watching tourists do anything with wheels by the beach and falling is so underrated.
Yeah.
Brings me such joy.
Especially, it's like if you hit like one pebble,
Yeah,
you're
you go
flying
down.
in the air.
Jake, you got something?
Yeah, I think the 4th of July is overrated. What? I think the 4th of
Communist.
July
You're a communist.
is just a bunch of obnoxious noise, and I think there's nothing more overpriced than fireworks. You quite literally don't get the bang for your buck.
Ugh. Was that whole thing set up for that
terrible.
line?
Was that in your act over the weekend?
Here's,
I'm workshopping it.
here's
What do you guys think?
here's what's truly
Bang
underrated.
for your buck. Is it the cadence?
Yes. You
Bang!
in
Get
a
it?
signature Green Day Corvette driving wherever you damn well please. That is very underrated, and it could be a reality right now.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Hey, Rock Klein Alley Show. We'll get to Johnny Doesn't Know in a few moments. If you'd like to play, you can call us at 800-520-1067. Up for grabs. Gets you some Venom advanced screening passes.
If you were going to attend a party or throw a party, how many people is that to you? How many people do you feel like really constitutes a party versus a gathering or a meetup or a get-together?
Or a kickback. I mean, it's very different. A party, I think you got to
A
have
hang.
minimum 20 people.
Whoa, really? You think it's that many?
I mean, unless someone says, like, it's a dinner party, then maybe you could get away with, like, 10. If they say, hey, come over for a dinner party. I
Dinner
feel like
party could be 10.
Party, house party feels like it's got to be at least 50.
Whoa, really?
In my house, it's 1.
Well, that's the problem is that some people use that term, like even restaurants, you know, they'll party of a party of 2, and you go, you're kind of not using that right. I mean, if you're talking about like I was at a party, if someone says I was at a Halloween party, the image I get in my head is
Tons of people in costumes.
It's like what we did at the Spooky Space. It was like, a couple hundred people in costumes and booze and food and
So, but if
music.
someone was throwing a Halloween party at their place, you think it would have to still be hundreds of people?
No,
or
no,
do you
no.
think like 20 or 30 is a
If it's
Halloween party?
It depends on the size of your place, but I would think it's got to be 10, 15 minimum,
So
maybe?
Katie approached me last night, and she said, we should throw a Halloween party this year. And by the way, when she says we, she means
You.
me.
Right.
Because she's not going to... I did 100% of our decorating. I do 100% of the cooking. Everything that involves a Halloween party and throwing one would be on me.
Right.
And so I go, well, how much... Like, who would you want to invite? And she named 2 people, a couple, that we hang out with all the time. And she was like, well, we could invite them, and then we could all go trick-or-treating or something. And
That's
I was
not a
like,
party.
well... I'm not having a party that has an end time of like 6 p.m. when we go trick-or-treating. That's not party to me because those hours don't make sense.
You can't use the word party. You're
Number
setting-
2, there's 2 people being invited. That's not a party either. And they're people
Yeah,
we
that's just
see
a hang.
all the time. So why would I go through the whole... I'm not going to make like brain jello for 2 people that live down the street.
So she wants you to go through all the motions as if you're throwing a party for lots of people, but it's just 2 other people?
And then eventually she said, well, we can invite this other couple too.
So
and
you're
I'm like,
talking-
okay, again, that's 6 adults.
Not a party.
Not a party. So why would I go through the whole party? If I'm going to go through the party effort, I want to have the actual party. But she goes, well, I don't want to have that many people over because then it's just a big mess that we have to clean
Well,
up.
she's
And I'm
not
like,
wrong.
well, yeah, that's true. So let's not have a party.
But that's, by the way, like everything in life, right? There's the good and the bad. There's the rub. And the rub is you want to have a good party that people talk about, and I don't know what the goal is. You want to have fun, or you want it to be the kind of thing that people are like, that was good to hang at Allie's place. you have to have more people. And I think the other thing that potentially makes it a party versus whatever else, I think it needs to be different types of people, like different groups
coming
of people
together.
coming
I agree.
together.
Yes.
There's got to be certain things you need. There's got to be someone that no one really knows that's just there. There's a couple things you need for it to be a party. If not, it's just a couple. It's just a couple of couples hanging out in your living room. It sounds pretty stupid.
I agree. And I also think that what constitutes a good party or a party in general is that the house or place that you have the party in has to have gone through something. Like our last Halloween party that we threw with lots of people, our carpet was never the same.
Right, and
we had stains there that we could not get out. That I didn't know what they were. I did an outline of a dead body and a type of tape that apparently doesn't come off of carpet. Like there was a lot going on there that I couldn't recover from, and that's a real party.
The things have to be ruined. Things have to, like you said, you have to get rid of stuff.
The glass has to break.
Right.
Something that you had before is now gone.
Right.
Whether it broke or someone stole it.
And you have to be annoyed by it, but also understand that was part of the, now you threw, and hopefully it's the kind of thing that a few years down the line, someone's like, hey, remember that great party Allie threw back at Halloween? The problem is everyone's memory's so messed up now that I feel like you do a party, and especially around Halloween, if people got 6 or 7 different things they're going to, they don't even maybe remember.
It's a wash, yeah.
It's just a wash. And for you, the person that throws it, it's time gone into it. It's money gone into it. You want to make sure that you got the right stuff.
Yep, and you have to also have the cleanup process has to be legendary.
But,
you can't just be able to throw it in your regular garbage. You have to be walking around with a garbage bag trying to collect all the random stuff that's accumulated in your place.
One of the best parties that I ever threw. My brother broke my toilet, and he came out to the backyard and announced it, and everybody was like, "Yeah!"
That's a good party.
And I was like, "No!"
Right. But great party. That's a sign of a good party. Broken toilet, great party.
It's something that in the moment you're like, this sucks, but I'm also still having a great time. I'll deal with this later.
Totally.
I was invited to someone's house before trick or treating as well, and if they used the word, they didn't use the word party, but had they used the word party, hey, we're having a party. They said we're having a small get together, which is like the lamest way to say.
And if someone's invited me to a small get together, I don't want to go because that sounds way too intimate and awkward and sober.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to take part in that. But if somebody invited me to a Halloween party, I would be more likely to go.
So just say the word party and let them show up, and then they'll leave disappointed. And that's something we're all used to, right?
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Welcome back to the educational program known as Klein Alley Show on KROQ. In about 30 minutes, get you some tickets to go to Vegas and check out When We Were Young Festival. It is jam-packed, and we will get you in. Before that, though, we got Chelsea Handler. We'll do that right after the dumb off, so you're more than welcome to participate. We are trying to prove who on the show is the dumbest. Last year, it was a dumb tie between Allie and Postmaster Johnny. Who will be dumbest this year? Already in the finals, you have Allie and Johnny again, and potentially one of us will join them. Will it be Omar? Will it be me? Allie's prepared the questions, and I just want to read some of the text lines that have come through because they say Allie has got a vengeance here. And it's almost like she's doing this as some sort of a personal assault on Klein.
She's going to make it super hard, isn't she?
Yeah, because she thinks that this whole thing has been set up to make her look stupid. And people say that this was not set up to make you look stupid, Allie. You are stupid.
I would like to give a proper representation of what these questions should have been. But I also have a few jabs at Klein. Yes, it happens to be that.
If they're spelling ones, and someone did point out, let me just read this, 949. Allie, on your quest to mess with Klein on the dumb off, you're also messing with Omar. Just remember that. Not poor Omar.
Poor Omar. Yeah.
Right now, according to 310, current odds, Omar is even money, and I am 100 to 1.
Okay.
So that seems fair. I don't know the questions. Allie's been working on them and smirking the entire show to herself. So let's officially get into this
Omar,
third
do you
and
have
final
a piece of paper?
round.
I do have a piece of paper
All
here.
right.
Yep.
Dumb off begins again right now.
Question number 1. Jake has diarrhea.
True.
Statement. I agree.
Okay, let's move on.
I feel fine this morning.
All of the above.
Jake has diarrhea. Spell diarrhea.
That's a trick word. That's a trick word. No one knows how to spell
Just
that.
spell the word diarrhea.
That's like what Johnny said about liaison on Friday or whatever. It's no one knows.
Just shut up and spell the word. I'll give you some time. I'll repeat it again. Jake has diarrhea.
No one can spell it. I'm serious.
Spell the word diarrhea.
I had a doctor one time text me about it,
You
and
don't
they were
need to
wrong.
tell me about all your stories. We're only on question 1. All right, question number
Hold on.
2.
I'm DI. There's like an H in there somewhere.
Definitely an H.
I just love that Klein is so bad at spelling, but he usually relies so heavily on autocorrect that I think this is probably one of the number 1 most corrected words in Klein's phone.
By the way, when I spell it, it is so bad it will not even give me an option. That's how bad my diarrhea is. Spelling. Thank you.
Question number 2. Your wife asks you to hang 2 pictures on a wall. The pictures must be equal distance from each other and the edges of the wall. The wall is
TaskRabbit.
the wall is 60 inches wide. So how far apart should the pictures be?
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is crazy.
60 inches wide.
Yep. And you have to hang 2 pictures that are equal distance from each other and the wall's edges. You got to center them. You know what I mean, Omar?
Got it. Yeah, I do.
What are the pictures of?
Okay. It doesn't matter what the pictures are of. Your family. Let's just say your family. You got to hang them equal distance from each other so that everything is equal.
So what's the question?
The question is, how far apart should the pictures be? How many inches? If it's a 60-inch wall.
And how big are the pictures?
It doesn't matter.
That matters.
No, it doesn't matter.
Definitely matters.
No. I'm just saying from the center point of each picture. Okay.
Yeah, it matters,
Where are you
Allie.
going to put the nails?
Are these big, like, poster-sized pictures?
It doesn't matter. This is how you're measuring it.
Whatever.
Question number 3.
Stupid question.
I'd say you're mad. What year did the women? In what year did women get the right to vote in this country?
What?
You have that?
Man, okay.
Yes, we have the right to vote. What year did we get the right to vote?
That was the whole thong burning thing that went on.
What?
Right?
What?
Where everyone's burning the thongs and the bras and
When
whatnot.
did that happen?
When you were trying to get the right to vote. Suffrage. Hello? Read a book.
Well, thongs are suffrage.
Question
Question number 4. What is a male cow called? What is a male cow called?
Cow.
Mr. Cow. I'm ready.
Cow, sir.
Hold on 1 second. What was the last one? The women voting thing?
What year did the women get the right
I
to
got
vote?
it. I know that one.
All right, number 5. What is the capital of Canada?
Okay.
Number 6.
Hold on. Male cow. I forgot. I think I wrote the male cow one in the woman to vote spot. I'll figure it out at the end. Go ahead.
All right. Question number 6. Name 3 types of grass that you can grow in your backyard.
Oh, that's so unfair. You're such a bitch.
I got this
This is
one.
Omar. You break the whole test for Omar. It's so crazy. What are you talking about? I mean, it's like...
All right, here's another one for you.
Hold on. 3 types of grass. I'm actually going to do this just to prove you wrong. All right. And...
I don't know what you're writing, but it looks like hieroglyphs. It doesn't mean it looks
He's
like
just drawing
letters.
grass.
I got it. Don't worry. I got that one right.
All right, question number 7. Jake and his... Okay, identify the adverb in this sentence. Jake and his dumb dog go everywhere together.
He's not dumb.
Jake and his dumb dog go everywhere together.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Locked in.
Number 8. There are 2 in a corner, 1 in a room, 0 in a house, and 1 in a shelter. What am I?
What the hell?
Stupid.
What?
Such a dick the way you say it.
You're so... The way you do it is so passive-aggressive. Ugh.
What am I? I don't know.
disgusting.
Write down the stupid riddle answer.
I'm so glad you have rats. So glad you have rats. Say it again.
There are 2 in a corner, 1 in a room, 0 in a house, and 1 in a shelter. What am I? All right, do you want another riddle one, or do you want one about Terry and Dana moving a piece of furniture? You get to choose.
I hate this dumb off, for starters, and I think this one is particularly dumb, for the record.
Okay. Terry and Dana have to move a dresser.
Great. Did you get this from your lesbian riddle book? Terry and Dana? Terry and Dana.
They have to move a dresser from the first floor to the fourth floor. They can get the dresser up a flight of stairs in 2 minutes, but they have to take a 1-minute break.
Oh, God.
How many minutes does it take for them to move the dresser?
Both are women, Terry and Dana?
They're both neutral.
Oh, really?
Could be either one.
Oh.
Takes them 2 minutes to get up a flight of stairs, but they have to take 1-minute break before they start the next flight. Those are your questions.
Right, how many flights are they going up?
Well, they're going from the first floor to the fourth floor.
Okay. All right. I hate these. I hate these so much. All right, I'm just writing a stupid number.
Okay, now
Whatever.
you all know how I feel with these stupid
Whatever.
questions.
All right.
I don't even have an answer for one of these. What the hell?
I'm missing 2 answers.
How do you think you did?
By the way, I'm still trying to spell diarrhea. And that was the first question.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Jim, Engineer Jim, will be by. I believe he is his first job was working in ham radio. And he is still, and all these years later, I think probably the most senior engineer we have. He can answer questions that no one else around here can, and he's going to take his shot for the first time in his entire career at rapping to a Limp Bizkit song.
I don't know why I feel like in an emergency situation like the big one or whatever, I want Jim to be around. I just feel like he will know what to do. He's been around long enough that he just always knows. He's like the person who knows when you don't know.
Yep.
But I'm curious as to how he's going to do with this. I think he's going to kill it.
Well, most of the people that are competing, at least the listeners that have been competing, I would say are significantly younger than Jim. We did have a 60-year-old lady that identified as a 60-year-old white woman, and I believe she's made it into the finals because we all liked her flow. But Jim is by far older than her, and I don't even know if he's familiar with Limp Bizkit at all. As you know, when we do Johnny versus Jim, we try to pair the youngest person here in the KROQ, Johnny versus Jim, and they don't really have a lot of common ground, the two of them. They try to explain their lives to each other.
No, he gave Johnny a big history lesson on the 60s last time they spoke.
Yeah, it was
year by
fascinating.
year breakdown.
So this is Fred Durst doing his new song, Turn It Up, Bitch.
Everybody needs some more cool. Bang your head, so turn it up, bitch. Everybody needs some more cool. Bang your head, so turn it up, bitch. Full metal jacket, costing me some racket, talking me some shit 'cause I can back it.
Now, we had to bleep a lot of the words and switch them around because that is not a radio-friendly song by any stretch of the imagination. But as you would expect from Limp Bizkit, guy loves the F word.
Oh, yes.
Loves a lot of the words we can't say here at KROQ. So the part that I think will be interesting is when Jim attempts to rap without saying any of the words that are not allowed on the air.
Yeah, because Fred Durst will bring someone up on stage with him to sing Turn It Up, Bitch. The question is, will it be someone from this building or will it be one of you?
Hey, Matt in Anaheim, phones are full at KROQ right now. Why are you calling?
Oh, I'm calling about the Limp Bizkit.
Yes, you did hear us play a little Fred Durst, inviting you to come to Loserville.
Oh, my God. I can't believe
You're on the bus.
That's amazing.
You'll be joining us on the bus to Loserville. Block out your Saturday. It's going to be a whole day affair, and we will give you the info you need, and hang tight, all right?
All right, thank you.
No lamos. Actually, in this case, all lamos. Hold on,
cool
Matt.
lamos.
If you hear Fred Durst interrupt the show again, and it will happen this morning, call us up, and we will get you on the bus with us to Loserville on Saturday. All right, let's bring Jim in here, Allie. We've got the instrumental version of this song as well. And once again, we've been listening to a lot of the listener raps, and they've all been very impressive. But now let's Jim's got his sunglasses on. Hey, Jim, looking cool, dude.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Hey, you cool cat.
And I think, obviously, another really cool thing that I'm noticing is you've got the phone in the breast pocket.
I think it's a pacemaker, Allie.
We use this.
Are
as
you
a-
blind? Why are you turned away from us?
Get on the microphone, Jim. You know how radio works, right? There he is.
This
you are.
Is this on the tube transmitter?
That's right. You know it. Jim, how old are you? I don't want to undersell or oversell your
Well,
age.
I'm over 70.
Right.
Yeah.
Closer to 80, though.
Well, put it this way. I went to college in the 60s.
Yeah, the cool time.
So, I had a major, of course, but my minor was in curbside pharmacology.
Is that drugs?
How dare you?
Oh.
Allie's talking about the good old school acid.
Oh, got it.
That's right. Yeah, this guy. You tripped a lot back in the day? You were a big drug guy?
I am not kidding. I'll tell you now. I knew Timothy Leary personally.
You did?
I did.
huh?
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing about Jim. I don't like getting stuck in the conversation with Jim because, like old people with their stories, they go on. But Jim's stories are actually pretty always cool. Like Jim always has some roundabout way of letting you know that he did a bunch of cool stuff and knew a bunch of people.
Yeah, I feel like there aren't stories like that anymore.
And you know where the bodies are buried here. All
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, you got it all.
Johnny and I have just been, sorting it out.
Yeah. And have you ever rapped before?
Well, I get my inspiration from my friend Todd Smith, and also
Sounds like
from
a cool rap name.
Well,
I'm a big fan of my friend Todd Smith
and Calvin Brodus.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's what's going to happen now. We are having two different brackets because Fred Durst doesn't want us to just pick a winner and say, here you go, this person's going on stage. He wants to have a representative of the radio station and a representative from the listeners. And we've heard quite a few raps that have come in from listeners. I don't know if you've heard any of it on the air. But we need to start giving some options from the KROQ bracket. Now, I'm not saying you're competing against Jake the Nerd, but Jake the Nerd did give us a pretty impressive rap yesterday where he rapped about our show, which was okay.
MC ulcerative colitis.
Okay.
MCUC, what's
I
up?
don't think we need to go down that path again.
I do like his name MCUC for MC ulcerative colitis, whatever his weird bowel problem is. I like that. It's a
I
good.
would call him Lil UC.
Jake, that's a good nickname. This was what Jake did. I don't want to make you nervous, Jim, but this is what Jake gave us yesterday.
Klein Alley Show. Let's go. Other rappers think that they're the best, but I'm the only MC with a dog on his chest. You all take a shot, I'm a bulletproof vest. You're a hamburger, I'm a cardiac arrest. Call the goat line and make a request. Klein looking at my massive breasts. Klein looking at me like he wants to molest. Catch me wearing shorts, never overdressed. I'ma eat it all, that's right, I ingest. You think I'm a nerd, but I must protest. Sure, it's been a while since I've been to first base. Always wearing sandals, no need for shoelace. Some say a little too casual for the workplace. Collecting dead things like I'm a fucking nutcase. Smoking DMT, I go to outer space. Telling DJs to get the fuck out of my face. You wanna battle me? Well, that's a disgrace. Cause I'm undefeated, never come up the ace. Yeah, you're done, son. That's right. Playing magic, casting spells, collecting rocks, collecting shells, dead tooth, cartels, natural musk, making spells.
So that's
right.
That's Jake the Nerd.
I eat it.
Pretty good rap. And I should mention that today, of all days, Allie, is
Didn't
Fred.
that go a little long?
It did go a little long.
It
You're
was
right.
too long,
It was
Jim.
too long. Too long.
You're
As per
absolutely
usual.
right.
I'm a top 40 DJ in my past.
You got to keep it quick.
Gotta keep it
don't,
under-
Don't bore us. Get to the chorus. You know what they say?
Bingo.
Yep. Today's Fred Durst's birthday.
Yeah.
Of all days for us to be doing this on Fred Durst's birthday, I think this is exactly what he would want. So now we have for you to go the instrumental of the song Turn It Up Bitch. This is the song you would be performing on stage with Fred Durst on Saturday if you are selected. He's never had someone at your level of seniority perform with him before.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're all thinking.
Well,
So-
I think that the best person should win. And Jim, if you feel confident, how confident do you feel out of 10, having studied this rap?
Well, this rap is going to run about 10 seconds.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which is definitely a better length for us.
thank you.
I've got your music ready. Your headphones are on. This is Engineer Jim, once again competing, I guess, against Jake so far as we try to get more people that work at KROQ to compete. And here we go. Whenever you're ready, Jim, you let me know.
Hit
you
it.
Say, hit it, white boy.
Hit it.
Say, white boy.
Oh, hit it, white boy. Bigger, better, fake it. Never living with or without cheddar. Love my early sex, ain't marrying. Bitch, you heard me? You ain't worthy. See Limp Bizkit live.
See Limp Bizkit live. You
All
got
right.
that part?
That was
I love it.
that was. If you missed it, it's now gone. That is a moment that will live forever. Jim, congratulations! Already,
You're in the running.
Already, I think better than Jake.
I agree.
How do you think that went?
Well, it went as well as could be expected. Johnny coached me a lot on this.
Yes, yeah. No, I know you guys are spending a lot of time working on
Part
that.
of it was, streaming. I shouldn't say streaming, channeling.
Yes,
channeling my inspiration.
All right.
Todd LL Cool J.
Right.
And Calvin, who we know as Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Snoop Dogg is a friend of KROQ and KROQ. He's been to the station quite a few times.
This is a story that's going to go long, so let me get on this song.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ! 106.7 KROQ.
Text we just received from 323. I think it is worthy. 323, based on Jake's outburst a moment ago, says, it looks like Jake woke up on the wrong side of the spectrum. So congratulations.
The best text of the day nominee.
Congratulations. 323. Here we are, only 30 minutes into a Monday show. We already have a best text of the day nominee. You're more than welcome to interact with us on the phones or on the text line. The number is 800-520-1067. But at this point, you're all playing for second place.
818 said, silence, the ace has spoken.
No, that doesn't get a best text of the day nominee.
But actually, a lot of people on the text line were like, cool, that's actually great to know. Thanks, Jake.
Yeah, good. Anyway,
it was just
Friday.
horrible timing.
I know. We would love it if you listen live every day. We understand some of you can't, so there's a podcast, and thank you for listening, downloading. And Friday's episode got half screwed up because of the global tech outage. I'm actually shocked we even found it. We found more of the stuff. Although I will say, before we get into, Omar did something very shady over the weekend. I can't wait to get into that in a moment.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, Allie, speaking of the podcast, quickly, there is some people that are pointing out, and these are newer listeners to the show, so maybe they don't know what's going on.
You're so right. I am a little drunk. And I've been listening to y'all for like maybe 6 months on the podcast now.
So this guy's only been listening 6 months. Heard from a guy earlier who listened for a year.
And just realized that I've had y'all on 1.25 the speed this entire time. Y'all talk so slowly. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll need to do like a line before every show or something.
It's funny, this
Are
guy...
we listening to this on 1.25?
Yeah, no, this guy is like moving... He's accusing us of talking slowly. I've never heard a slower talking guy ever. And
That's probably why he liked the show when he initially listened.
Yeah, but he liked it at 1.25. He was listening to us way sped up.
Anyways, also Klein with that mustache. Does he want to hide the finger? Because, like,
no.
I'm down, you know. Bye. Love you.
Okay, thank you.
Did I not tell you that when you grew that mustache, you were going to get hit on to be a daddy?
I did get hit on 3 times when I had the mustache. All 3 times by dudes.
Do they call you daddy or zaddy?
Never by a woman. Never once by a woman. But I did get waved at by people. Mostly Johnny, because he loves a good wave. Yeah. Omar, what is the shady... Omar's, as much as I get accused of being the shady guy on the show, Omar has always got shady stuff going on. He's got
This isn't my fault, man, by the way. I don't. You guys be the judge, okay? So I was DJing this party down in Newport Beach, a swanky part of town, and the way I was set up, it was like, the house where you enter on the second floor, and then I was set up on the third floor, which has a little terrace overlooking kind of like the yard and the front entrance to the property.
Oh, you were
sounds like a nice house.
You were at a private house that had 3 floors?
And you enter on the second floor? Was there a drawbridge?
No, the houses in the beach, they're always built weird. You know what I mean? They're built on hills and stuff. So sometimes they kind of like dig down into the hill, for the first floor. So I'm set up, and the party, it was a 50th birthday party, and it wasn't very large. I think the total guest count was maybe 50, 60. So it was pretty small, intimate, and everybody there kind of like knew each other, right? And everybody's kind of going in and out. And like once in the part of Newport Beach where I was, once the sun goes down, man, like everybody's just like, going down by the beach, walking the streets. I mean, it was very active, and people were just walking down the street, and I see 2 guys. This is like halfway where I'm like 2 hours into the party, dinner's over, people are starting to dance, and I see 2 guys kind of waving me like, "Hey, how do we get in? How do we get in?" And I'm like, "You just push open the door, man." Like, I'm yelling at them, and they open the door, and I instantly see them upstairs at the bar getting drinks. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll try to be helpful. Like, anytime I'm out DJing, I try to be as helpful as I can.
But these don't sound like they were invited guests.
They look like they belong there.
Were they older and were they in the right age range for the party?
They were a little younger. And they were they were all dressed in white too. They were all. It was weird.
Did you serve children alcohol this weekend?
No. They were. Most of the guests that were at the party, I would guess they were more in their 40s, 50s age range, and these guys were clearly in their 30s. And
what kind
they're
of
up-
music, just so I can set the scene, what kind of music are you
Yes.
playing at a 50th birthday party? Is
Oh,
it like
I
that
mean,
Love and
you know-
Feelin' and stuff like that? Are you playing like WAP?
No. I'm playing kind of like a mixture of probably Lady Gaga and then some like Bruno Mars mixed in with like some ABBA.
That sounds like a fun time. Man.
Yeah. They all got their Chardonnay with ice in it.
Yeah.
Omar will put up with that though. Omar likes to turn. He likes to turn it up. Allie.
Yeah, totally.
You're doing telephone and all that.
Yeah. So, everybody's having a good time. And then out of nowhere, I see these guys, not out of nowhere, out of the corner of my eye, I see these guys kind of being ushered out through that gate. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell's happening? And then half hour goes by and a police officer shows up at the property. Whoa. And I'm like, oh, crap. I'm playing too loud because, some of these Newport Beach neighborhoods, they don't like the parties. They want a quiet neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that the cops are there for me and I need to turn it down. Yeah. I kept playing that over and over again. The neighbors were getting super annoyed.
This is Newport Beach. We have gas-powered slide.
So, as it turns out, I kind of accidentally let in party crashers into the house.
But it seems like they weren't there for that long, though.
Because it was such a small party alley that
They would have
word
noticed
spread
right away.
Exactly, word started spreading pretty fast. Like, who are these guys?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but not before they got a couple of drinks in them.
And
for
you
sure.
you play dumb like it wasn't me. They kind of waved them in.
If the my clients that hired me they're finding out right now because I didn't tell them at all.
Oh, this is the first they're
This
finding
is the
out.
first they're hearing about it on the radio.
I wonder what percentage.
I didn't tell them.
I bet you their party was actually 11 people that they invited, and Omar was just waving and everyone.
Come on
walked
in,
by.
guys.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But it's funny, who crashes this type of party?
I would have.
A 50th birthday party?
Well, you don't know the party.
Any
you hear,
party.
You hear music. There's a beach. You're walking down the beach, not holding a drink, and there's an event
but
happening.
you go up and be like, "Oh, this is small. They're gonna know." 50
is a big enough. To me, that's big enough. You could blend in. I think.
You think so?
I think it's all about attire. If it's a costume thing and you're not in a costume, or if everyone's in bathing suits and you're not, that's the one thing that you have to try to.
This one's very casual.
On the other side of it, though, what a sign of a great party.
Yeah,
of course.
Right?
When the cops show up.
Yeah, if the cops show up or you have party crashers, people trying to crash your party, I mean, that's something you tell people for years.
We have some audio, actually, of the cops arriving. Hello.
Oh, there it is.
Still,
They get on top of the car.
Yeah.
They're like,
They can't make the arrest because they just start doing the
and then
dance.
all the MILFs are like, "Come here, daddy."
All right, we got
play with me, tase you.
We got to take a quick break. We're back in a second. We have more show and your $1,000 coming out.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
We like to do these AMAs occasionally so that we can learn all the information we've ever wanted to know about people that have different interesting professions. We've done AMAs with flight attendants before, most recently with the great Dr. Lucy Jones, the Earthquake Authority. She answered all of our questions about earthquakes today because it seems like it's trending now. We're going to talk divorce specifically. We don't really care about celebrity divorce on the show. It's no different than the rest of us breaking up, but I did hear divorce rates were going down.
That's what I thought too.
But maybe that's not true. And joining us, returning to the show, Susan Guthrie, top family law attorney. She does mediations, and she's done it for more than 3 decades. So she knows everything there is to know about divorce. How many couples have you helped break up, Susan?
Oh, gosh. At this point, after 30 years, I'd have to say hundreds, if not thousands.
Wow.
Good for you.
Have any of your clients ever gotten remarried after you helped them get divorced?
I have had that situation a few times, and as far as I know, they are all still remarried.
Whoa.
Doesn't that bother you, though? You spend a lot of time and effort making sure you can get them all split up, and then they go, you know what? We're going to get back together, or do you just like it because you got a nice fat payday?
Well, no, you know what I like? I like that they, went through and worked through their issues and managed to find their way back to each other. So I don't look at it as a negative for me. I look at it as a positive for them.
On Instagram, you can find Susan Guthrie at Susan Guthrie SQ. But I do want to get to some of these questions now because these are And we'll tag to you from our socials and everything. But we got a lot of questions here, including our own. And we're just going to rapid fire through these as we open up the floor and the text line to any question you could possibly have for a divorce attorney. If someone comes into the marriage with their own dog, and then they're married, and then the marriage doesn't work, do they have rights of the dog because it was their dog before the marriage began?
A typical lawyer answer, I would say it depends. But for the most part, if you came into the marriage with that dog, that is your dog.
What is the weirdest thing that a couple has fought over?
Oh, gosh. There's so many, but I just was talking about this the other day. I actually had a half-day hearing over a stuffed singing frog once.
And what was the argument with the stuffed singing frog? Why were they so attached to it?
He had given it to her as a Valentine's Day gift, and it played a recording of him singing a song to her. And I think he didn't want that out there in the world, so he really wanted it back. And for some reason, she couldn't locate it to give it back to him.
Speaking of not wanting stuff out there, if you're one of these couples that has a joint social media account, this is
so many couples do now.
And it's super frustrating. Maybe you set one up for a kid, or maybe you just have your own. You're like, Tom and Tina's vacays or whatever it is. Who would get access, or is the rule that you must delete the account and no one gets it?
There's no rule about having to delete it, and actually ownership lies with whomever opened that account and whatever email they opened it under. So
that's
that's
good to know.
increasingly becoming a problem.
Have you been seeing I know that you work with actual divorce, but somebody on the text line wanted to know about sleep divorce. Do you recommend it?
I've seen it save marriages, so absolutely. If there's no rule that you have to sleep in the same bed, so if you've got a snorer or a kicker, it might be something to look into.
Let's talk about gay divorce for a moment. There was a lot of people fighting to be able to get gay married. Is gay divorce legal?
It's just as legal as gay marriage, and it's absolutely legal. And unfortunately for anyone, regardless of who you love, divorce is a difficult process no matter what.
Do you know if divorce rates have gone down? We were just talking about that.
Yeah, and it's a great question. They actually have gone down. It's only about 40% or so of first marriages, but the reality is marriage rates have gone down.
Right.
So it makes sense that divorce rates have gone down.
And are us gays getting divorced less? Do you know those stats?
I don't know those stats, but I would say that, I think everything is relative, and it's really more a state of, where the relationships are. But as I said, everybody, unfortunately, finds themselves in this position of divorce at times.
We've got a ton of questions that are piling up here on the text line at 800-520-1067. Of course, trending this week, divorce, because mostly because of the Ben and Jen thing, which everyone saw coming from a mile away, and then now it's officially happening. But we don't really spend a lot of time on this show talking about celebrity gossip, so we're applying all of the conversation about divorce to how it could apply to you. Now, someone on the show named Jake lives with his ex, and he's lived with his ex. They were never married, but he's been living in her house that she owns for, it feels like, forever. How long, Jake, has it been officially?
Almost 9 months.
9 months since they have broken up, and she now wants him out. But if he refuses to leave, what is the policy there? Can she legally have him removed, or did he earn his right to be there?
Most states, you'll have to check. I know you're in California, but most states he's considered a tenant, and she would have to go through an eviction process with him.
Suck it, lady.
She also had to evict the last people who were living in her house, even to get Jake and herself in. And she said, she was telling me that it was a really long process, and it can be expensive, too.
818.
It can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
818 on the text line wants to let you know that they've divorced the same woman twice, and it was insanity. So just like you've had couples that have gotten back together, have you ever dealt with a same couple that has been divorced legally 2 different times?
I have had that situation as well.
Wow.
Yep.
That is crazy.
And it's great that they're going back to the same divorce attorney. They obviously had a great experience with you the first time.
Well, I will take it as a kudo, but in the end, I think they thought I already knew the situation and was there to help them. I will say the second divorce went a lot faster than the first one.
What do you think is the average length of the marriage when they get divorced? I mean, everyone talks about the 7-year itch, whatever, 10 years. What is the average length of a marriage that you're helping split up?
You know, I've sort of seen it come in tranches, and certainly that 6 or 7 years is probably where we see that first, sort of uptick in divorce. And then you see it again often in the 12, 13 year. And then lately, all we hear about is the upswing in gray divorce, where it's 20 years and more.
Yeah. The
I
guy's
have
like,
a good amount of friends now whose parents are getting divorced now.
The guy thought his penis was broken for 20 years, but he didn't realize it was just he was bored. Right, Allie? Is
That's the only reason that these are breaking up.
I'm pretty sure that's why, right? Would you agree with me, Doctor?
Doctor.
Well, whatever. It sounds official. All right, next question. This is a good one now. If it pertains to someone cheating, and that is what sets off the divorce, would that person be considered more at fault because they were the ones who cheated?
Yeah, no, we have no fault divorce in the United States in every state, and generally what that means is, you don't need to prove fault in getting a divorce. And in California, where you are, certainly no fault divorce means fault doesn't come into it at all.
And when you go to a wedding, do you feel like as a divorce attorney, you can spot a couple that's not going to make it?
You do start to, it may not be that you start to spot them, but you do start to think that it's somewhat a sad commentary that everybody who ends up in my office at one point in time was standing there in front of some sort of altar or someplace in front of an officiant going through this lovely process, and unfortunately, it might not work out for all of them.
Final few questions here. We're doing an AMA with a divorce attorney because divorce is trending. When you see couples that write soliloquies on Instagram about how much they love their partner and how happy they are, do you think that those people are more likely to get divorced because they're covering for some sort of unhappiness in the relationship?
Well, sometimes you do wonder if maybe they're trying to convince themselves when they write those, because you do so often see those posts coming down quickly after a breakup is announced.
This question from the 323. Allie's wife oftentimes gets the phone numbers of other women she meets and was caught dancing topless with another woman in a backyard and picked up a bartender right in front of Allie.
This is not relevant.
Does that lead you to believe that Allie will be divorced within the year?
I will go along with the it's not relevant if Allie doesn't want to talk about
Susan.
it.
I think it's a valid point.
What is the new, is it the number one reason for divorce is still finance stuff, or what is it?
Really, for the most part, it is. There's this rule in the world for some bizarre reason that spenders marry savers all the time.
That's the big mistake.
That is kind of where you and I are at, right,
yep,
Klein?
Same exact thing. I am definitely married to a spender.
I am too.
That's right. I wish I could say it, but I can't because her powers are more powerful than my powers. She outpowers me. Susan, thank you as always. It's great to chat with you. People can check you out all over the place. We'll tag links to your Instagram and the Divorce and Beyond podcast. You can find her there as well. Always good to have you on with us. Thank you for the information. Hold on. Do you want to talk to the person who's been divorced twice? I found this interesting. Hold on 1 second. Is this, hey, Laura, you were divorced twice to the same person or different people?
Hi. Is
Hi.
it me?
Yeah,
yes,
you.
it's you.
Hi. Hi. Yeah, divorced first time, surf widow. So he was always surfing. And then, unfortunately...
Surf widow sounds like he died by a shark when he was surfing, and now you're by yourself. But that's not what he just picked surfing over you.
Are you
Is
talking
that
about actual surfing or like surfing for other women?
surfing for coos?
Yeah. Wish he would have died by a shark.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
no, he's still alive.
Oh, still
He's
alive.
still alive,
Okay,
unfortunately.
great.
Okay, and then?
No, but, my first daughter's daddy.
Okay.
And then my second husband, unfortunately, he was military, Navy, John Lejeune. And
Given his full name?
He passed away.
I see. Well, that's not divorce.
Well, We were in the process of getting a divorce.
I would bury that part of the story. You know what I'm saying? I would just say, yeah, because then you get to be the hero, the widow.
Right, Susan?
Susan, right? You agree with us?
Yeah. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, yeah. We meant that. Well, let's take that.
What
we meant
Susan
to,
said.
Well, we meant to say what Susan said. Yeah. So, do you have a question, or did you just want to share with us? I gotta go. I gotta divorce you. I'm sorry. I appreciate the call. That now 3 times.
We get custody of that phone line.
Jesus Christ, Susan, can we take anything from that woman or no?
You know, I'm not sure that I even understand the story, but I have never heard surf divorce as the grounds for a divorce.
Yes.
So I have to say, you can even surprise a 30-plus year divorce.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. And 310 wanted to just ask you, is it true that marriage is still the leading cause of divorce?
100%.
Okay.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Am I a creep? 4 words, answers a question, says a lot about you, and you may not be a creepy person. You may not be defined as being a creep, but there's definitely things you could be doing, even on a semi-regular basis, or a hobby you're into, or some little thing that you aren't sure, does that make me creepy or just interesting or eccentric? There's all these different ways to say creepy now without actually being, quote, traditionally creepy. But we are in the creepiest month of the year, and we got up for grabs now tickets for you to go see Danny Elfman at the Hollywood Bowl, and that man makes creepy music unlike anyone else.
Not just creepy music, he is a creepy collector.
Right, he loves that creepy.
He has a hand collection.
Right. Like, yeah, if he was not Danny Elfman, the Danny Elfman we know, but he was just called, be like, yeah, I have a collection of human hands, and I collect them, and I love them, and whenever I go to new countries, I see if I can buy some hands.
I look, that's a nice hand. I wish I could buy those bones.
Right.
Yeah, we're dead stuff bros.
Arguably, you would say that's creepy, and congratulations, you're a creep, at least in terms of that. So you give us the question, something you're into, and we'll make a determination, and someone's going to leave here with tickets to that show. Go ahead, you're on KROQ.
Let's say this person, on occasions when they go out with a girl and they end up making, coitus or whatever, they asked if they could keep the woman's underwear and keep them as kind of like tokens.
And this is a friend, right? This is someone you know. It's definitely not you.
Sure.
Trace this number immediately.
They're usually down for it because, I usually wait till, after we have sex and, it's, I don't know, we're just chit-chatting or whatever, and I'd usually only ask if it's, after I think I did a good job.
I'm going to say...
Creepy.
Yeah, I mean...
Collecting underwear in general is creepy. I don't think there's any world where it's not.
Also, he referred to them as tokens.
Yeah.
Which I find... I feel that to be...
I think it's a huge problem.
But also, if you're a woman... Wouldn't you be annoyed? I know you can buy a ton of underwear. I know Victoria's Secret always 10 pairs for whatever it is, $20 or whatever. But I feel like it would be annoying to constantly have to get new underwear because guys you slept with want to keep your underwear.
You're like, all right, just take them. You have to get another
I don't know.
$5 for $10. All
right.
But I also think Jake even calling sex manifesting could be considered creepy.
Yeah, this
by
guy
a
called
lot of
it
people.
coitus, so that's kind of creepy. Jeanette,
Yes.
welcome to Am I a Creep on KROQ. What is it that you do?
Hi, I started collecting taxidermy.
And what made you start collecting dead animals?
Oh, I have my emo daughter, and she's all into that stuff.
Okay.
And so I thought it was pretty cool.
And did you start small with squirrel and work your way up? What's the biggest one you had?
Well, we had a cat who we had for 14 years, and we actually did that to him. His name was Boots, and that was her pet.
So where is Boots?
Well, we started with butterflies. Oh, my mom doesn't allow them in the house, so we keep them outside.
You keep Boots, the taxidermied cat, outside because your mom thinks it's weird to have the dead stuffed cat inside.
Right. She's super creeped out about it.
Right,
this coyote's God, why won't it die?
So disappointed
So
every
easy
time.
to catch this thing.
I think so tough. All right. So does that, and you've now gone from cat to butterfly to anything else in your collection, or those are your two?
She's got some bugs, but the major one is Boots. Our cat.
Yeah, Boots. I feel different about Boots though, because Boots.
At least that was your cat.
Was it your cat?
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Because it feels like traffic is at an all-time high in Southern California. So much stuff going on. Traffic's always crazy, but this weekend, even yesterday, I landed at LAX, at 6 o'clock on a Sunday, and I thought to myself, well, at the very least,
We're not going to hit too much traffic.
not going to hit traffic going back to the Valley from LAX at 6 o'clock on a Sunday.
And how long did it take you?
An hour and 20 minutes.
Yep. It was an hour and 20 minutes everywhere I went over the weekend.
And I know that I unfortunately landed kind of close to when that Rams game ended and a bunch of other stuff, but it just felt like doesn't matter what freeway you're on. This weekend, there was
so much going on.
There was never that moment of like, oh, it must be Saturday. Where are the cars? It was just nonstop.
No, we left at 11-something on Sunday to get to the game, and it was jam-packed, an hour and a half to get there. Yeah. But the day before that, we had gone to a wedding, and the wedding ended up being on the way, like right by Dodger Stadium during a game. And it was a mile away from that courthouse fire that was happening. So there was a lot going on just in the area I was at.
So we'll get into Don't Be a Dick traffic, people in traffic, coming up a little bit later. A great chance for you to let out some of that road rage over the radio and potentially win yourself some tickets. But, Allie, the wedding you were at was interesting because this was for you. Whenever I'm at a wedding and I meet someone that used to know the bride and or groom intimately, but they're not the ones getting married, I always find it very interesting that they still made the cut, and I had no idea that was you.
I forgot all of that until the moment I got there, because I was talking last week about how I'm excited I'm going to my first gay wedding, and once we arrived and they were ready to walk down the aisle, I was like, oh my God, this is also another first that I didn't even think about. This is my first person I've slept with getting married in front of me. Like, I'm the person who had sex with them at one point in the past, and not only was it was me and my wife.
Oh, wait, what?
Whoa.
Yeah, this was the one random threesome that we had.
Menage.
Yes.
Huh?
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like,
the story already couldn't be any more different or better than Jake's. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I had the burger in my car ready to go.
Yeah, there's no trunk burger in this story.
Is this a one-off or a multiple time kind of
No,
thing?
it was a one-off because Katie was like, I don't want to do that again. I was like, I thought it was all right. I have no problem. But
I was pulling out a planner. We could squeeze you in for Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
12:30. So she,
you didn't realize when you
Dude,
got...
you and your wife, that's insane.
Yes.
So you're sitting there in the crowd at the wedding watching a woman that you slept with get married.
Oh my God, I hit that.
But how did you not think that that would have been my first thought. If I ever got invited to a wedding of someone that I had slept with...
my memory sucks. I forgot until I got there. And I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. And then when they were giving their little speeches after the wedding, dinner and everything, the girl gets up and she was like, they always say one of the hardest parts of planning a wedding is the guest list. But we had no problem. It was so easy deciding who we wanted to invite because each and every one of you played an integral part in my life and my development as a person. And I was like, did I? Like, I didn't know her beforehand. Katie knew her and was friends with her since they were young. And I was just the wife who slept with her. I really don't have much of a... we hung out when we all lived in the Bay Area together, but since then, I'm just kind of like, meh. So I kind of felt like...
Wait, when you got invited to the wedding...
But nobody asked questions. I didn't tell anybody. And I actually don't even know if her new wife knows that me and Katie did that.
But when you see someone out in the real world, out in the wild or at a wedding, whatever... that you have been with intimately, you cannot ever just go back to, hey, good to see you, how's everything? There is a thing there. There's a connection there.
Yeah, but I also, it was weird because I don't think of her like that anymore. And also when she was walking down the aisle, I was like, damn, she looks hot.
Right. So you're kind of proud of yourself.
Yeah, I was like, she is hot. I'm glad that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But...
And it never got brought up. There was never
No.
No. Do you think the woman she was marrying knew that?
That's what I'm saying is I don't think she does. I don't know why she would. Mm-hmm. But don't you think when two people get married, if there's any weirdness with the invite list, you would want to put that out there? Say, hey, by the way, just so you know, I dated this person or I slept with this person.
What would be the point of bringing that up other than you're trying to be overly honest? Like, what would be the benefit of that?
Because I wouldn't want it to come up in conversation among other guests and then somehow it reaches the person that I've married and I never told them, and why didn't I ever tell them?
I mean, I guess the answer is at weddings, a lot of times there's drinking, excessive drinking, and then as a result, potentially the honesty of like, hey, how do you know this? Because that's the dumb conversation you always get into with people. How do you know so-and-so?
This was a wedding where we did not know a lot of people. And so there was a lot of how do you know the couple
and
conversations.
You and Katie like, we Eiffel Towered her.
High five, right? And everyone's like, me too, me too.
I put my tongue in her hoo-ha.
Anyway, let's dance.
So you think so? It didn't come up at all.
No, but
And-
then I also met a few different other lesbian couples, all hot, by the way. And as we all started getting drunk and talking and dancing together, I was like, I want to tell them. Oh, I feel like they, if of all people, would appreciate or be like, whoa, I can't believe that happened. But it seemed like a weird threshold to cross, you know?
818 wants to correct you. Al, you didn't hit that. That's what dudes would say. You slit that.
Ew.
Well,
No,
that's
not.
That's according to the.
Thank you. I stand corrected. You're right.
Yeah. Get it
Let me
straight.
call her up.
Yeah, tell her
and
that.
let her know.
That is.
But
Thank
I think
you.
Katie wants to forget about that part of this story altogether. And for me, that's the only story.
So you elbow her during. She's walking down the aisle, dun dun dun, all that crap, and you're elbowing Katie, going, "Hey, we slept with her." Right? You're telling her. You're reminding her of that.
yeah,
She's-
I was like, dude, I forgot. Like,
Did she?
that was
Did
the
Katie
thing.
remember that?
Yeah, she said I try not to remember it.
Oh, she wants to block
She doesn't.
that out.
Yeah, she wants to block it out. She didn't. She not that it wasn't fun, but she's just like, I can't believe that happened. Let's never speak of it again.
Really?
Yeah. And
Oh.
I'm like, but then when I was like saying hi to them and like hugging, I could tell she was happy to see me, but was also kind of like keeping her distance. I don't know if she was just overwhelmed because it was her wedding day or what, but I was like, I wonder if she thinks I'm going to tell people.
And maybe it hit her too. Like maybe you were kind of not that. Like for
and
you,
hit
that,
her too. I slit that.
Right, maybe it slit her too. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe she also had kind of forgotten about it and then saw you and like knew that you were. Yeah, because sometimes there are those moments where it's like a one and done thing, and
Yeah.
you don't really think about it. I would find that hard to believe, but maybe she does that a lot. So you were kind of a forgettable, like just a forgettable gross.
Oh, well, thank you.
Like
Right, Jake?
Jake knows. Yeah, Jake. This is Bad Omens. We'll come back with your Don't Be a Dicks. People in traffic. 800-520-1067. That's next.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
And then getting uninvited to something that you were actually previously invited to. Because that
And what is
means,
the uninvite like versus the invite?
right, because the uninvite means that there has been a decision made that actually sometimes not getting invited at all, you go, I should have been invited. I'm shocked I wasn't invited to that wedding, birthday party, surprise party, company, whatever. But, maybe that was an oversight or maybe, who knows? There's
It's
a
not really in your mind necessarily, right? Because you weren't invited in the first place.
Sometimes you find out about something after the fact, and you're like, that's weird. I thought I would have gotten invited to that. But okay, whatever, no big deal. Don't think about it, move on. But to get invited to something, especially something you're excited about doing, and then get uninvited, that is a...
Well,
That is a weird place.
It depends on the context. Are you being uninvited because, whoopsie, we thought we had an extra ticket and now we don't? Are you being uninvited because there's somebody else attending that doesn't like you? What is the reason for the uninvite? That's what matters.
We'll take your calls on this in a moment, 800-520-1067, and we will take one of you uninvited people and re-invite you to the OC Fair to see Trevor Noah, and that is something we will promise to not uninvite you from. I got a text, at this point I want to say it was a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months ago, from our boss, and he said the following in the text. July 26th, lock it down. Yamava Golf Tournament, drinking, prizes, gambling, etc. Let me know. That was the
Cool.
text. Now, this is an event that used to happen for many years before COVID. Then COVID happened. They stopped doing it, but I got to play in this before. It was a lot of fun, and the boss played before, and I was like, this is great. We had a good time. I was like, wow, so I write back within 4 seconds of getting the text. Literally, within 4 seconds of getting the text. I think I was driving. And I wrote back,
This is worth an accident.
100% in, 3 exclamation points. I'm 100% in. He writes back, thumbs up. I go, great, we're locked in. Now, here we are. It's the week of the event. It's happening on Friday, 2 days from today. And I decide, I don't know what time we're supposed to be there. We're supposed to do a radio show in the morning. I got to drive this thing that I believe is, I don't think it's at Yamava, but it's not here. I think it's, I want to say it's Orange County somewhere. I don't even know. It's a hike. It would take me an hour to get there. So I just say, hey, what time are we teeing off so that I can plan accordingly? And I meant like I was even going to leave the show early if I had to. No offense.
That's fun.
I got my priorities in check.
So
And
far, being not invited at all hurts more.
So he goes, he doesn't respond to the text at all. And then I get a phone call. And he starts the call and he just goes, I am so sorry. And I didn't know what that was. I didn't know if we were about to get fired. I didn't know what. Whenever a call starts, I'm so sorry. I don't know what. At this point, I go, sorry about what? He goes, I invited other people.
Ah.
And I said,
That's all he said?
I said, okay, cool. Who's joining us? And he goes, no. You're
Not going.
not going. You have the day free.
Oh, that was a nice way of saying it.
Yeah.
You have the day free.
And I said-
your plans have just cleared up.
I said, that's what. I said, how that's weird. That took a switch, pretty quick. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I'm looking back at the text message now, and I wasn't sure if you were committing or not. And I said, I wrote 100% in with 3 exclamation points.
Right.
How could you be more committed than that?
Right.
And he goes, yeah, I guess I see that now. Well, we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, but you know
And I
what?
go, what?
In his defense,
No,
and I don't
no
know if he
defense.
knows this,
No
but
defense.
you can be rather flaky. You texted me, or you called me over the last weekend, and said, "Hey, can you go to this event? I can't go, and it's in 2 hours."
Right. Okay. Yes.
Damn.
Sometimes.
And I was like, no, I can't.
Yes. Okay.
And those were tickets that you tried to get.
Right,
Went through the,
I have bailed on some certain things.
So he probably
before.
thought 100% in for Klein. You got to take a 0 off.
100% with 3 exclamation points. That is
At least a 50% for you.
well, yeah, do the math. It's 50%. But still, that's pretty good. 50% is pretty good.
Yeah, but he probably thinks there's other guys I can invite. Not girls. Definitely not girls.
Can't have girls.
But there's other guys that would 100% show up when they say 100%.
Hell yeah, I would have done it right away, bro. I would have killed for this invite.
Right. Well, you should be lucky because you didn't even you got not invited.
I would have loved to be uninvited because then that meant I was considered, dude.
Those old men would have loved Johnny.
Uninvited is so much better than being, not invited to begin with is so much better than being invited than uninvited. Uninvited, that stings. I mean, that really hurts. And people know what I'm talking about.
Just based on the story, I think being uninvited, Johnny, I mean, that sucks, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of like, at this point, it's like, at least he, considered Klein to play. Like, what we should do...
Yeah, exactly. We weren't even considered.
Hey, Erica, go ahead. I'm talking to people now that know what it's like to feel uninvited to something. Go ahead. What happened to you?
Good morning. It was for my son. He got invited to a girl's birthday party, and we got there, and he was not the Jesse that they invited.
Your son's name is Jesse. He got invited. You showed up, and then they said you're the wrong Jesse.
Yes, it was supposed to be another Jesse in his class, and it was a girl, and it was a girl's birthday party.
Oh, so
even though he was so excited to go, we bought the gift, everything, and they told us we had to leave because it was a girl's party.
Wow, they wouldn't even let you stay and have cake or anything?
No.
Was it just girls at the party, or were there other boys there?
No, it was a girl's birthday
All
party.
right,
This is literally the opposite of the story you just told.
Exactly. Just a bunch of girls hanging out. That's a rough one right there.
boys allowed.
Felicia, what happened to you on KROQ this morning? Being uninvited stings at a whole different level. Trust me, I'm going through it. What's up?
Hi, so I was invited to my best friend's wedding, and I was her maid of honor. And one night before the wedding, we were out drinking, and she tried to take off absolutely wasted. Like, I was on the car, I fell off the car, and then I had to call her fiance to come get her. And after that, I was fired.
Whoa.
She uninvited you from your maid of honor duties?
Yeah.
Damn.
She wanted the dress back. I was uninvited, so...
Wow.
Just because you called the fiance to go pick her up?
Well, it was mostly like to go find her because I didn't know where she took off. And then it turned into like a whole night-long adventure, so...
Damn, that is aggressive.
I mean, also to be...
It sounds like she was doing the maid of honor duties, like taking care of her, though. Wow, that's
She's trying to help her keep her honor.
That's one of the that's one of the few actual maid of honor stories where you actually were trying to keep her honor
I think,
intact.
most maid of honors don't, you plan one party and buy a dress and you're kind of good.
You hold some hair if there's throw up in the toilet because they drank too much.
Hold a train so it doesn't get pee on it.
Felicia, did you even get to go to the wedding at all, or were you bounced out of that too?
No, I was bounced out of it completely. We didn't talk for a year.
I did I one time did get a save the date, and then...
Not an invite.
Well, then they changed there was a save the date, then they let everyone know, hey, sorry, that date is now unsaved. We need to pick a different venue, but then the next venue was a much smaller venue. and half,
so you never got a new save the date.
half the people didn't get a new save the date. Dylan, what were you uninvited to?
My best friend's funeral.
How do you get uninvited to a funeral? Can't you just go?
We were actually allowed to go to the actual mass, but when it came to the gravesite, the wife decided that his best friends weren't allowed to go.
Were you guys responsible, or did she think you were responsible for the...
I killed him.
No, we weren't responsible.
Okay, she just wanted it to be like family only or something?
Nah, she was a real bitch.
Oh, okay.
I wish it had been her. But anyway, I was mad.
Should have saved that speech for the burial. Abby, what were you uninvited to?
This call?
Abby?
Oh, no.
Going once, going twice. We'll get to these in a second. Some great ones on the text line as well. 800-520-1067.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Get ready to get hurt. It's summer, which means odds are in your favor that if you're going to hurt yourself during any season of the year, it's going to be summer. In fact, Allie, I know that your goal in life is to ever be considered a trendsetter. And you are the trendsetter because the number one, quote, summer injury that happens is severe sunburn, which, of course, you can see pictures of and great Photoshops of on our socials at Klein Alley Show. Allie's back got all burned up where it looks like she's wearing a full-on bra.
Yeah, I'm really in the itchy phase now. It sucks.
Oh, man, that is good stuff right there.
Extremely painful.
I got sunburn yesterday. Oof.
It is. But Omar, you have that dark skin that I would think would take the sun better. I'm saying.
You've got that, you got that dark skin there.
Omar's a mix of 11 different nationalities. I don't know which ones they are. But
yeah, I was doing some yard work, and then at the end of the day, I have such a redneck. It's crazy.
Here is the list.
I thought you were going to say my bike fall was a trend.
When Ellie fell off her bike, that was also in the summer, and that's
probably a top one, isn't it?
So bike injuries is you actually have the top 5. All 5 of these are things that have happened to Allie over the summer.
I won something.
Sunburn, bike injuries, playground injuries.
Yep.
Insect bites and stings.
They love me.
Wife cheating on you.
No, that's not on there.
Sprains and strains, water injuries, lawnmower injuries.
I've never had a lawnmower injury, but my life is young.
The summer has just begun, Allie. Think of all the time you have ahead. Sports injuries, all those random sports you don't normally do during the week. Someone's like, I got a shuttlecock. Let's play. Next thing you know, you're impaled your eyeball.
I got the spike ball.
Yeah, all those random yard games that you have that someone gave you. So let's get into it.
There was one summer where it was the last day of school. We went out for summer, and I was all giddy, and my friend had just got a brand new car. So I decided it would be the best idea to get on the hood. Mind you, this is like the last day. This is the beginning of summer. And I get on his hood, and he starts driving, and I'm living my best life here. I'm like 16 years old, like, whoa, school's out for summer. He hits the brakes. I go do 2 front flips, land on my hand, break my hand. I'm in excruciating pain. And my type of mom, my mom, like, if I would come home with the injury, for some weird reason, I would get blamed, and she would get mad at me, right? She would not want to take care of me.
It's your fault.
Yeah, she's right.
Well, don't be a dick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But Omar, in this case,
I tried to cover it up.
Oh, you just didn't want to show you broke your hand?
Yeah. So I tried to cover it up, and then I guess I was in such pain that I was crying during my sleep.
Bitch.
My uncle gets home from work, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" It's like, I broke my hand, and then I had to go to the ER.
Which hand was it? Was it the pleasure hand?
It was a pleasure hand, the left one.
Oh, man, what a horrible summer.
Yeah, but no, but also I got to play stranger, with the other hand.
Cool.
Also.
Best summer ever. Best summer ever. Omar got the stranger himself.
Yeah.
800-520-1067. The worst season to be injured, yet the season where most of the injuries happen. What happened to you? Go ahead.
Hi, this is Ariana. One summer, my dad always has the AC on, and I'm always cold. So I took a shower, got out, I turned on the wall heater, and I thought it was smart to get really close to it, like bare butt, and I burned my ass cheek on it.
So your way of combating the air conditioning that was blasting because you didn't want to get out of the shower and get that blast of cold air was, I'll turn the heater on. I'll be smart about this. But then when you got too close to it, you got a serious burn on your ass?
Yep, and I still have a scar.
No way.
Whoa.
You branded your own ass on your heater?
Yeah.
Have you had to tell your lovers that?
He just noticed. I told him before, so my boyfriend's the one that sees it.
Man, what is it in the shape of?
It looks like a grill mark, basically.
Oh, a grill mark? That's so hot. I'd be so turned on.
Just thinking about burgers and hot dogs.
Can we do doggy style again tonight?
I bought this.
I'm so hungry.
I bought this tri-tip.
Daniel, talking summer injuries now. What is the worst way you ever hurt yourself during the summer?
Dude, the worst way I've ever hurt myself in the summer was growing up as a kid. I fell into a cactus running on the side of my grandma's pool.
God, I don't understand people that use, I know it's a big thing in like Arizona, but I've seen more people now doing it here. I think it's because of everyone's trying to be all hippy-dippy with the environment. But people that are putting those real deal cactuses in an area.
Near walking paths and pools and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Some of those things are absolutely, it's like a plant with a million knives coming out of it.
Million knives caught me right in the cheeks.
So you were running around the pool, which you're not supposed to do, but everyone does it anyway, and you ran right into it. You fell and went into a cactus, or how did it happen?
It was a little more complicated than that. It was a game of Marco Polo with the volleyball tagging the fish out of water. And I jumped out of water, decided to run around the pool. My uncle pegged me and went right into the cactus. My grandma picked him out for an hour.
Who won Marco Polo?
I really don't even remember. I was bloody on grandma's lap in the middle of the living room while the family was eating lunch.
That's good stuff.
Summer, man. Love summer. Such a great season.
Love being bare-assed on a grandma's lap.
Dan, what happened to you?
Hey, so I have some family. I put together a slip and slide for my daughters. We're on the front yard. I jump on, and I hit it super hard, and I dislocate my left shoulder.
Yeah, the slip and slide always looks so fun. And
It's so...
Did you soap it up? You got to soap it up.
No.
Oh, it was soaped up, but the ground's not soft.
Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, you can lube it, soap it.
Yeah, you got to launch yourself like properly. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you noticed this here, Allie, but they've tarped off the entire hallway at KROQ because they're doing construction down the hall here. We should.
You don't know if I've noticed that?
We should
the
soap.
giant tarp.
We should soap up the hall. No, but they put it all over the.
Oh, it's on the carpet.
Yeah,
yes.
we should soap that up. We could turn this thing into a giant hallway slip and slide here
I
at
would
KROQ.
love that, except for the fact that there are cockroaches everywhere because they've removed all the walls, and now the cockroaches have no home.
Sean, what happened to you? Summer injuries. It's the worst season to be injured, yet it's the season where we get the most injured. What happened?
Coaching my daughter's travel softball team and took a foul ball to the eye, got 9 stitches, trip to the ER.
Man, those balls are so much bigger too.
That's why they pay those coaches all the big bucks because they're in harm's way, right? What'd you make for coaching the team?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Is that about what you make coaching your softball team, Omar?
Just about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
About that.
A lot of times at the end of the season, though, the kids all chip in and get you a gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings. And you go,
I got one to In-N-Out. It was worth it.
Yeah, worth it for
cool.
that. Hey, Jennifer, biggest summer injury that happened to you. What's up?
Hi. Love you guys. Sweet dips.
Sweet dips. Thank you. Love you, too.
I was on a jet ski on the night before my birthday and fell off and broke 7 ribs.
Whoa, man. Dude, you can hit hard on the water when you're going fast, and you could, knock yourself out.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I couldn't breathe or, speak when I first hit the water, but still made it back to the jet ski, got out of the water, went to the ER. The next night was my birthday, and I didn't want to, cut the trip short, so we went out to dinner, and I ordered ribs.
Oh, nice. That's ironic. Go ahead and tape these right here and just order them, put some on herself.
It's fun to jet ski, but then when you're injured and have to get back on your jet ski and do the jet ski of shame.
Oh.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Sitting in the KROQ studios, Miracle Mile. Meanwhile, just a few miles away in Long Beach, we've got Postmaster Johnny, and Postmaster Johnny's got some people with him that would love to battle it out to win tickets to a variety of things. Johnny, I know you got a lot of tickets with you there at the $10 Blood Suck, but what are just some of the headline tickets that people are after this morning?
Well, the biggest one that everybody's after right now is the Billie Eilish tickets that we got. We've had a lot of people camped out ready to cap those, so really hot right now. Really, really, really
ready
hot.
to what those?
Trying to cop those.
Oh, cop.
Johnny is going to get into a round of Johnny Doesn't Know Blood. He's got contestants standing by, and all you got to do is figure out will Johnny know or will Johnny not know answers to very simple questions. And because it's our $10 Blood Suck, as we raise a bunch of blood and become blood heroes, I can't wait to get into this. Meanwhile, My kid has been listening to a lot of Johnny Doesn't Know lately and wanted to encourage Johnny with some words of wisdom because usually he doesn't get a lot of these right. So she's got this for Johnny.
Hey, Johnny, you're dumber than my shoe.
She says you're dumber than her shoe. So she's got quite a few inspirational messages that she'll give you throughout this round of Johnny Doesn't Know, assuming you can't get questions right. Let's get into it. It's time for Johnny Doesn't Know Blood.
Johnny doesn't know.
Big duty.
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
I'm not a soccer guy.
Johnny doesn't know.
Global soccer tournament that takes place.
In America or like in the world?
Global. Never heard of it?
Not Olympics related.
Hey, Johnny, you're dumber than my shoe.
Well said, kid. Well said. All right, let's get to it. Johnny's first contestant he's standing next to is, I believe, Melanie. Hello, yes. Melanie.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for coming out to the $10 blood suck. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Did you donate any blood yet?
I did.
Oh, how you feeling? Woozy? Are you feeling full of life? Some people say they get energized after giving blood.
If anything, I do feel more energized than before.
You had any snacks yet? I know we got some good munchies there for people.
Yeah, I believe they were handing out candy and water.
Nice.
And did you get yourself a Klein Alley Show $10 blood suck T-shirt?
I did as well. They look really nice.
Worth it? Worth it for the drive in the early hours and the blood, or not really?
One more time?
Was it worth it?
It was, most definitely.
Okay. Chance for you to win a bigger prize right now as you're going to battle Johnny. You don't need to know the answer. You just need to know, will Johnny know the answer? So take a look at his face when I ask this first question, because a lot of times he looks confused right out of the gate. Johnny, there are 3 letters used to make up most blood types. What are those 3 letters? Will Johnny know this, yes or no?
Yes.
You think he will know?
Yes.
He's around the blood people. He's around, he's looking at posters right now, but I still don't think.
He definitely also calls them blood people.
Yes.
She's giving me this sour look right now. She's like, you better know this.
Johnny, she says you will know this. There are 3 letters used to differentiate most people's blood types. What are those 3 letters?
Well, blood's spelled with B, so I'm going to go with B as one of them.
Oh, boy.
Okay. I'd love to see the logic for your other 2 guesses. Go ahead.
I know there's 0 because somebody DM'd us and said, I'm 0 blood type, so I'm ready to go. I'll be there. And I was like, okay, 0 is 1. So that's 2.
Well, 0's not a letter technically, but it's a number.
Oh, if it's not 0, then maybe it's O.
That was great.
There we go.
Process of elimination.
Yeah.
I love it, Johnny.
We're getting there.
Right.
I can't believe he didn't go. If it's not 0, it's got to be donut.
Yeah, I was like, it's one of the others.
Big circle.
Go ahead. And finally?
We have B, we have O.
Don't help him. I know there's people trying to help you there. Do not help Johnny.
They're looking away. I don't. Geez, this is tough. Let's go C.
Oh, my
C
God.
Looks like it might
Johnny.
Be
oh, let's go C.
Go, Johnny, you're so stupid.
I'm looking at a sign right now that says 0 positive.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay.
That's a blood.
That's
Johnny.
also O.
Johnny, what type? Do you even know your own blood type?
Negative.
I have to call my mom on that one, actually. I don't
Intelligence negative is my blood type. All right. Well, that's first contestant did not predict correctly.
I'm sorry, Melanie.
Johnny, we were looking for A, B, and O. Those are the 3 ones.
I was close. Didn't I just say that?
You,
I said B. And,
you were
did I
close.
say B?
You were
whatever.
close.
You said B and O, but
right.
you said.
And that's, by the way, that's Jake's blood type, BO. He's got that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to Dominic
BO
now.
positive.
Give Dominic a chance to play Johnny Doesn't Know live in Long Beach at the Dave & Buster's. We're in the KROQ studios. Johnny's down there. Tickets up for grabs. Hello, Dominic. How goes it?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
We're doing all right. You going to predict ahead of time? He will not know, or do you want to hear the question first?
I want to hear the question first.
All right. Blood travels in the body in 2 different ways. Can Johnny name one of those 2 different ways that blood travels? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm going to go with yes.
Oh,
all right. Johnny, can you name one way that blood travels in the body?
If I remember from biology class in college, I think it was through a tube, but I can't remember if it was fallopian tubes or the blood
what
tubes.
What is happening?
I don't remember which tube, though.
Ah, dang.
But I'm going to go with fallopian tubes because that sounds
Hey, Johnny, did you eat your banana all today?
See, she sounds so cute. I can't really take that as an insult. That sounds like What a cutie pie.
What did she say? Did you eat your brain?
I don't know what she said.
That's the best part. You don't understand.
Let me hear that again. What were you saying to insult Johnny?
Hey, Johnny, are you currently in a coma?
Oh, are you currently in a coma?
I think this is actually just Johnny's inner monologue.
I think it is. Johnny, that is very incorrect, dude. You got none right. You ever heard of veins?
Oh, yeah, blowing through my veins. Yeah, I know it. Wait, yeah, I actually
ever
know
heard of
that is.
arteries?
Yeah. Barbies.
Arteries.
Oh, arteries? I guess.
All right, we move on. It's
You didn't cover that in biology
Time
in college
for,
class?
I think he said blood tubes and still didn't go with blood tubes.
I know. Blood tubes I could have at least accepted as he's almost right where he needs to be. But for whatever reason, he did not go blood tubes.
Do you
And,
think he knows what fallopian tubes are?
No way. But we'll save that for reproductive system. We go to question number 3. Johnny doesn't know. Who are we playing with now? This is Jesse, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse, what's up? Thanks for coming out to Dave & Buster's Long Beach. Appreciate you.
Of course. Go Dodgers!
That's right. Love the energy.
That was so scary.
This 4-letter word is the body's way of naturally stopping blood from flowing out of the body. This 4-letter word is the body's natural way of stopping blood from flowing out of the body. Stopping the blood flow. Will Johnny know this 4-letter word, yes or no?
Well, I don't even know that. And we're already 0-2, so I'm going to assume no.
You're going to assume no. All right, Johnny, it's a 4-letter word, and this is the body's way of naturally stopping blood flow.
Are you talking about clog? Like a toilet?
Oh, man.
Oh.
C-L-O-G? Clog.
He was so close.
That stops, right?
It's not clog, it's clot.
Oh, clot? Clog counts, though.
No,
Clog
it
is
does
when you
not
stop
count.
the
Hey, good
flow.
job. This guy predicted you would not know, and you did not know, so that guy's officially on the board. That's
All right,
great.
Jesse.
Good job, Jesse.
Hey, Johnny, I have a kid in my class. Let's say you.
Okay, she's got a kid in her class that's just like you.
Aww.
That's great. All right, we got time for one more now. Johnny's not been doing great. Who are we playing with now? This is Bridget?
Yes.
All right, Bridget.
morning.
Hi, Bridget. Good morning. Thanks for being out there. You there? Hello,
Oh,
Bridget.
sorry.
There she is.
Yes.
Hey, Bridget, what's
Hello,
going on?
Lisa.
So here's the question for Johnny. Well, Johnny,
They've been
know
in line for a long time,
I
Klein.
know.
Don't ask him too many questions.
They have given a blood. They've been up early. Will Johnny know what the term blue bloods means? Blue bloods. Will Johnny know what that term even means? Yes or no?
I'm going to go no.
No. Okay, Johnny, if someone is referred to as a blue blood, what does it mean?
Well, I feel like she's judging me because she looks like a nurse. She's wearing scrubs right now, so I'm going to really disappoint her if I don't know what this is. But I actually don't really know what this is. I've never heard of blue blood, but I've heard of blue balls. But it's not the same thing, though.
Well, talk it out. Maybe you can get there.
Maybe you'll get there eventually.
Blue. Okay, if it's related to blue balls is, blue balls.
Yeah, well said. How's the nurse looking at you now? Smarter?
She's like literally about to cry. She's like holding her mouth. She's like really red in the face right now. I'm sorry, Bridget.
Johnny, the term is blue bloods. What does it refer to?
So it's related to me. I do it? Or does blue ball? No, not blue bloods. It's when I go cold. Is that when I die? Blue bloods? No?
I love how you talk yourself
Talk further and further.
farther and
It's
farther
really
from
wild.
sanity.
You try to tease me. You do this thing all the time, or you try to like trick me and like doubt myself.
You're tricking yourself. We just let you talk.
The blood people at the sign-up table are looking at me all like confused and like all like so like.
Blue bloods are referred to as a certain sect of society that are kind of aristocratic, powerful, usually super rich, highly
would I know
connected.
that?
Well, it's a well-known. It's a term.
There's like a whole show.
There's a whole show actually called Blue Bloods. To be honest,
You mean True Blood?
no,
No.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
Hey, Johnny, don't let me shoe.
All right,
How
thank
does
you.
it feel to have people in your face not believing in you, Johnny?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
used to it.
I think someone won in that round, so reward them handsomely with tickets, and we got more games coming up on KROQ.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
There he is, the dumbest guy on the show, champion of the dumb off. He's very proud of that sash he won. Postmaster Johnny back in the studio now for a little Tuesday edition of Johnny Doesn't Know. And what we learned is that there's iconic sounds we've all known most of our lives. And even if the sounds were from a time before you were born, you have figured out what they usually mean. So when you hear these sounds, for instance, here's an example of one. You would probably say, I know what that sound is. And then what we found is that Johnny doesn't know a lot of these sounds. Or he thinks he knows them, but he's way off.
Do you think you know that one, Johnny?
That came on before every Disney movie, and it was loud as hell, and it used to scare me as a kid because it was like, what the hell is going on?
So what do you think it is? No,
This is going to be great.
I didn't mean. I didn't mean do the sound again. We heard the sound.
Johnny just imitates sounds.
What do you think that is? What do you think that sound is? One more time?
Well, they played it before the movie, so it had to do with like a movie company. It was kind of like, hey, you're watching this in 480p.
In 480p?
That was before HD, before 1080p.
Right. Okay, this is for surround sound, spatial sound.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah,
And it didn't really. I don't think it really played before Disney.
I don't.
movies.
I think that's the one movie it didn't play before.
Oh, no,
because I
100%.
think they have their own version of it. But regardless, it's time for Johnny Doesn't Know Sound.
Johnny doesn't know.
Is this real?
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
You can't use like
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
your groin. Let's say groin.
Johnny doesn't know.
Like if I do like a thrust shot right to the genitals, like off the backboard.
All you got to do is predict, will Johnny know or not know the answers to usually questions. In this particular case, it's the sound edition of Johnny Doesn't Know. 800-520-1067. Everyone who gets theirs right predicts correctly. Allie will write your name down. One of you will get all hooked up with some sweet stuff here from KROQ. All right, let's start with Michelle. All the baddies out of the woodwork when Johnny's in the studio. From Buena Park, Michelle, good morning. How goes it?
Good morning, Sweet Dibbit.
Sweet divots to you. Here's the first sound we're going to give to Johnny. And all you have to do not say what the sound is. Just predict whether or not Johnny will know what the sound is. Here we go. This is your first sound.
Oh.
All right. Will Johnny know that? Yes or no? It's Johnny Doesn't Know Sounds. Michelle, what do you say?
I'm going to say he will not.
All right, Johnny.
That was a toughie, man. That was a long ass song. First of all,
a few different sounds.
yeah, there was like a lot going on right there. But I will say it does sound like a video game, but like an old one from like Wreck-It Ralph, like in the movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's like an old ass like Nintendo game for sure.
You think it's an old Nintendo game? But
Yeah.
you don't no guesses as to which one it is.
It could be any song.
Here's a hint right here.
Bar, 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 bar. Like it eats something. It's not Pac-Man though, because Pac-Man's a little different.
She says you would not know. So the question is, what is that?
Let's go Donkey Kong. Is it Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong.
Let's go Donkey
Good
Kong.
guess.
On the Nintendo.
All right, Michelle, you said he wouldn't know, and you're right. He did not know. Congratulations. Hold on. All right.
What's the answer though?
Thank you.
It's Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
Oh, Duck Hunt? The hell's Duck Hunt?
God, that
hell's Duck
jingle
Hunt?
at the beginning, I was like, I got to get my gun up.
Yeah, you gotta get the gun. Hear that? Even now, you hear that. You'll start looking for my piece.
What?
All right, you got a
And then the
question?
dog jumps in and he gets the duck and he brings it back.
Oh, it's good
Such a
stuff
good
right
boy.
there.
Jeez.
All right, let's go to this one, Johnny.
What a
Let's-
stupid game when you really think about
It
it.
is.
Old game. I've never heard of that game.
Never heard Duck Hunt.
No?
Wow.
You just shoot a duck?
Yep, you just shoot ducks.
Wow, I didn't know that guns back.
I feel like PETA has canceled that game now from modern
Yeah, but they
civilizations.
still have Big Buck Hunter at all the arcade games.
Yeah. We go to, let's see. She got hers right. Let's say hi to contestant number 2, puts us in Redondo Beach. This is Amy for Johnny Doesn't Know. Hello, Amy. How goes it?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Listen closely. All you have to do is predict, will Johnny know what this sound is? Johnny doesn't know sounds.
Oh.
Oh my God.
All right, don't tell us what the sound. Omar, hold on. I want to hear that remix again. That's pretty sure. Hold on, I'll give it to you one more time. Johnny's pondering. All right. Don't worry about the noise Allie made in that. That was just to throw you off. All right. Will Johnny know what that sound is?
You know, I'm going to have to say no because I don't even know that sound. I know
I bet you do. I bet you do when you hear the answer.
maybe.
Johnny,
Oh, man.
what
I'm
is
gonna go
what
with
is that sound? She says you will not know.
Was that like one of the ringtones for the first cell phones?
That's a good guess.
Like
Was
remember
that one of the ringtones for the first cell phones, like an old Nokia?
You remember you used to be able to like download or like text 5555 and get this ringtone.
Right.
Was that one of those?
No, it's a good guess though. This is much more modern day than that.
That's newer then.
Yeah. Oh, much newer.
Was I born yet?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
You've.
Have I used
I would
it?
say this is before Zoom was a bit like was our equivalent.
So it's a video thing.
Not necessarily. Well,
You've definitely been around for this, and I think you've used this. Definitely have.
Not FaceTime. FaceTime doesn't sing to you.
Now this is the sweet sounds of Skype.
Skype? This was Skype?
This is Skype. When you get a Skype message and someone's calling you.
Was this before Uvu?
Skype was kind of just before FaceTime, right?
Oh yeah, well before.
Yeah. Hold on one second, Amy. You got yours right
And
as
it was
well.
always so annoying to sign in, and then it would always automatically download on your computer. So annoying.
Everyone has predicted correctly so far and saying Johnny would not know. Let's say hi to, wouldn't you know it? It's another lady. Let's say hi to Julianne. Hello, Julianne.
Good morning.
Oh, come on. That's a
that's a man.
That's
Hi,
a dude.
this is Julian. Julian,
Hello,
excuse me.
pretty lady.
All right, well, Johnny know this. He should, but will he know what it really is? Now, before you lock in your answer, this could be... This could be one of those Johnny specials where he knows kind of the context of it, but doesn't actually know what it is. So we need to know what it actually is. Will Johnny know? Julian, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. With confidence, he says you will know. Johnny, what is that?
Well, bro, this comes on before every Star Wars. It's the 20th Century Fox fanfare.
All right,
good job,
Johnny, you
Johnny.
got
Come on
it.
now.
See, that's the problem with movie sound. Movie sounds, this is the one sweet spot. Johnny doesn't know a lot about actors or actresses or plots, or remember, he didn't
He
even know.
does like throwback movies and throwback music.
Yeah, but last week we learned he didn't even know that Twisters was about tornadoes.
Well, that was tricky because Twister,
No, that was-
tornado.
You saw Twisters. It was
Tsunami.
all about tornadoes.
Yeah.
They didn't once say.
That's not tricky. That's just idiocy.
Yeah, it was nothing, really, truly nothing.
They said tornado throughout the entire movie, Johnny.
No, they said Twister,
Yes.
Twister, 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 Twister. They didn't say tornado.
Let's say hi.
Of course they said tornado
Those
during
are
the
two
movie.
different things.
Yeah, they definitely said it. Someone who watches that movie, count how many times they say tornado in the
It's
movie.
a lot.
It's got to be at least 50 times. James, Valencia, you're on KROQ this morning. Johnny doesn't know. Everyone has predicted correctly so far, and here we go. This next sound, will Johnny know what it is?
Welcome.
Wait, what did it say at the end? What did it say at the end?
Oh, I'll play it again. Hold on. This is what it says at the end.
Trendsetter.
Welcome.
All right. Will Johnny know that? James, yes or no?
I'm going to say yes.
All right. He has confidence that you will know what that sound is. Johnny, what is that?
Well, that was a really scary sound, though. That one.
Very scary sound.
But it was such a great sound.
Used to be a
Back
great.
then.
Used to be a great sound.
I would hate that if I heard that in the middle of the night as a kid. That would
Welcome.
literally scare me. And it said "Welcome to you."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And it would say
Jeez.
goodbye.
Is that like when you plug in your phone and it's kind of like you're ringing somebody and you're like, it's like
Welcome.
you calling somebody and it's saying "Welcome" to your phone.
That's the sound of you calling somebody?
It was like you plug in your phone to the wall and it's kind of like you plug it in and it's just like, hey, I'm starting up my phone. And
Are you
it's-
talking about like a regular phone, like a landline
Remember the
phone?
old landlines that
You're
you used to
talking
plug into the wall?
Landline phone.
Yeah, that's what it is?
Yeah, no, you're wrong.
What is this?
That's AOL.
What?
American
website.
Online. America Online.
You don't know
know
what AOL was?
That was before my time, I
Yeah.
think.
Sorry, Johnny doesn't know.
Beautiful sound of a modem
That was-
ramping up there.
Yeah, that's dial-up internet.
Yeah.
You guys are speaking a different language than me. I don't know.
Okay, the
hell is
computer,
that?
when you turned the computer on, you weren't just automatically connected to the internet. You had to dial up and connect to the internet through AOL. It was the only way for a lot of people to get internet. And you had to wait for this whole dial-up process to take place for it to connect to the internet. And then you were in AOL, and then you could AOL instant message your friends.
That's when Allie would try to flirt with her teachers.
And
That
I would
was
have
her big-
cyber sex with everybody.
Yeah, because they didn't know what she looked like. That was Allie's big move.
Oh, yeah. I was such a cyber
Her
slut.
screen name was not Allie69, and it crushed. All right, we go to one final.
It's terrible.
We
I
go,
want to go back to
we
this.
go to one final. Jason, we give you the last chance here from Anaheim. It's Johnny Doesn't Know Sounds. Will Johnny know, Sweet Divots, will Johnny know this sound? This could be too will Johnny know Will Johnny know this sound? Let's go with this one.
Ooh.
Jason, will Johnny know that one? No, he will not. Jason says you will not know. Well, do you know that sound? Johnny doesn't know sounds.
That's definitely a video game.
Yeah, but which one?
Like Donkey Kong?
You're going with the same
going
exact
back to
guess
the-
you had last time?
What the hell?
Was it right?
Do you know
or
there's
was
other games?
Was
that-
it?
Is that the only old game you know?
No, I know there's Mario Brothers and the Zelda game and stuff.
This one still exists in most arcades.
To this day.
Yes.
The spaceship one where he's shooting is like...
It's one of the most iconic sounds in video game history.
Yeah.
Maybe most iconic sounds in sound history.
What decade is this?
All.
Dude, all. Every single one.
Wow, jeez.
We even have this video game in this building.
We have
Where?
video games in this
We don't
building?
have video
we have
games here.
this
Oh,
video
yes,
game
yes, Allie's right.
in
We
this
do. We do.
building.
She's right.
Let's go Mario.
All right.
You and I sat at this video game.
We
machine.
played it?
It's Pac-Man. It's Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man. Yeah.
Sorry, you didn't
You
get
already
that.
lost.
You already lost.
Whatever.
All right, Allie, Amy, Michelle, Julian, Jason, they all had predicted Johnny wouldn't know, and
All
a lot of them were right.
let's give it to Amy.
Amy, congratulations. Hang tight. We got something for you, okay? Thanks for starting your day with us here at KROQ. As we take a little trip down sound memory lane with
Yeah, that was
Postmaster
nice.
Johnny.
That was terrible.
You know what sound this is right here, Johnny?
Oh, that's Hosier. Too sweet.
That's right. You got that one.
No, that's Donkey Kong.
This is the original DK. This is KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Good morning.
Klein Alley Show. Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Can you believe it? June's almost over. Pride Month goes away forever, and then Allie can go back to dating guys. Oh, isn't that a great
It
thing?
was all a phase.
Let's be honest time. It's our final round of Let's Be Honest, the month of Pride, which means any questions you have for Allie, a real, living, breathing lesbian. We get questions from straight men. A lot of straight men have questions for lesbians. We've studied you our entire lives. You've been in our browsing history since the creation of the internet.
You
But
mean
yet-
like _1 dope Mexican on Instagram who asked me, do you ever crave the D?
Great question. I wonder that all the time. I think maybe once in a while, it's like I've got certain types of food I like, and then every once in a while I'm like, I have a weird craving for
For
Indian
D.
food. No, I don't say that.
Every once in a while.
It's time
just
for
one.
Let's Be Honest. Hit it.
Let's be honest. Let's put our lesbian to the test. She's the very best. Ooh, ooh. Let's be honest. You got a question she'll address. Come on, shake your breasts. Ooh, ooh. Lesbians.
All right, 800-520-1067. You call, you text, and you can be a part of Let's Be Honest for the last time. If you don't get your questions answered today, you may have to hold on to those questions for an entire another year. Let's say hi to Uriel.
Hey, sorry guys, I had you on speaker. Good morning, Sweet
That's
Dibs.
all right. Good morning, Sweet Dibs. Question for a real-life lesbian. Go ahead.
Yeah, I forgot the question.
Oh my God.
Got your question.
This guy's the best.
Well, it confirms that I will never go back.
Allie, this is why she's into women. Guys like you.
I forgot.
Uriel, it's your big moment to shine now. Let's go.
Yeah, do lesbians celebrate Father's Day?
Great question.
Lesbians celebrate Father's Day.
It is something that we've talked about because Mother's Day is a double whammy for both of us, and I wish that both of us could just sit back and have breakfast made for us, but then no one would make breakfast.
Or clean it up.
Or clean it up, exactly.
Right.
So I pitched to Katie, why don't one of us celebrate Mother's Day and the other person celebrate Father's Day? And she said that I would be the one to celebrate Father's Day, which I agree, I would play that role. But the problem is that everybody else around us will still send me Mother's Day cards. I would have to make some kind of a statement to our family going, hey, everybody.
Include her.
Include me in Father's Day. Do not send me a Mother's Day card. And I think even just the greeting cards alone, I would love to make the switch because the Mother's Day cards are so annoying and so you deserve to relax with a nice glass of wine. If you age, I wish that I had stupid fishing puns and stuff. I wish I had that goldfish in the hammock as a card for me because I think the Father's Day cards are at least a little more entertaining.
George, you're on with Allie. She's a lesbian, and she's answering questions. Honestly, this is Let's Be Honest. What's up?
Allie, boobs or butt?
Another great
Boobs
question.
or butt?
I think a lot of people would assume that because I'm a lesbian, I would choose the boobs. But
I've looked at you. I've watched you check out women, and you look at the butt. You're a butt girl.
I am a 100% a butt girl.
Yeah.
I will look at a butt. I will look at a good butt regardless, but I think that women's butts are some of the most beautiful things that God ever created.
They are.
And I think that, their boobs are great. There's a lot of functions and stuff like that. I'm not really big on my boobs.
No, none of us are.
Yeah, so it's just not really that much of a point of interest. It's not like a make or break for me in terms of like body. If I'm like, oh, this person has great boobs. Like Sydney Sweeney, she's got great boobs. I get it, but it wouldn't be a deciding factor for me.
That's
if
right,
she had tiny boobs or weird lopsided boobs or
Right.
giant areolas, but
Right.
still a great butt, just as good to me.
I noticed you didn't say mind in any of this. You could have answered that a lot
That
of different
wasn't the
ways.
question.
Well, you could have.
It wasn't boobs or mine.
No, obviously, but you could have taken a nice moment there to let everyone know that what really counts is the boobs.
But that wouldn't be lesson and honest.
Omar, what say you? I know you're not a lesbian, but you would obviously weigh in on this as well. Boobs, butt. Which one to you is more significant?
Oh, let's see. For me, boobs all the way. Yeah, I love them.
Sweet knockers.
Hell yeah.
Of course. That's why he likes
about
cooking
it.
with Claudia.
No one has said mind, by the way.
No one said, Omar could have said mind, bro. Let me see if Jake's going to throw mind in there. Jake, boobs or butt?
Okay.
Jake probably does say that. That's right.
That's why he's not getting laid.
Let's say hi to Sue on KROQ. It's Let's Be Honest time. Any question you have, Allie will answer them honestly, no matter how difficult the questions may be. And I don't know if we'll get to... Hey, Sue, hold on one second. I don't know if you saw this one on the text line, Allie, but someone did ask, 951, when scissoring, do you ever get that suction cup effect? Which I think is a valuable question.
It's funny. I also got an Instagram message about scissoring saying if you guys are both freshly shaved, do you get razor burn?
Great. These are all good questions.
Which is true.
These
But
are
the
all-
suction cup effect I have never experienced.
Sue, you're on KROQ. Good morning.
Good morning, Sweet Dibbit.
Sweet Dibbit.
So what is your question for Allie?
Do you like Chapel Roan?
I love Chapel Roan. I actually just discovered her. It was like the weekend after Coachella and then I realized that she had played and that I didn't see her. I was so pissed. But she is amazing because she dresses like a drag queen, has this whole drag effect, super fun music. But then she's also queer and she writes songs about having sex with women, which is the best. I think the best of both worlds. But everybody who suggested her to me is straight.
Eddie.
Yes. Yeah.
Eddie, you're on KROQ. Let's be honest time. What do you got?
Sweet knockers, guys.
Sweet knockers.
How do you eat your bananas? You break it up?
I've seen Allie. This is a great question. And
You can tell between the guy-girl questions.
Yeah, they're very different.
Do you like this cool new artist versus how do you eat a banana?
Allie will throw the banana out and just lick the peel. I've watched her do this many times.
Actually, motorboat the peel.
Yeah, that's her way of eating the banana. Eddie wants to know: do you ever eat full banana, or do you break it into pieces first?
You know how I eat a banana.
You slap it on your face? No. How do you eat a banana?
I slap it on my
Is that a real question? How do you eat a banana?
No, I eat it, break it up into tiny little pieces.
Ivan on KROQ. Let's be honest. What's up?
So, do you find it offensive if somebody says, "Hey, what's up, bro?" or "Hey, what's up, man?" You know?
No, and weirdly, I like it. Johnny comes in every morning and says, "What's up, fellers?"
Yeah, Johnny does
And I'm
give
like,
us the
"What's
fellas.
up?" I don't know. I just want to be one of the boys.
We up, guys. He throws that in there a lot, and Allie's just like, all right, nice.
I've never been one of those people who's like, let's get rid of the term guys. You know, how everyone says guys to guys and girls or everybody, and I think it's great.
Andrew, final question we have time for in this edition of Let's Be Honest. Make it a good one.
As a straight male, my question is, who pays for dinner when you guys go out?
This is a great question. This is really the question. And El Cheapo, I don't know if Allie's going to answer this as a lesbian or as El Cheapo.
It's so tough. You know what you do when you can't decide?
Let's talk about like a first date.
Break
Forget
a glass and sprinkle it on top of your meal, and then no one has
pays,
to pay.
Right? There's shattered glass on the meal. That's an El Cheapo answer, though. But when you were first dating a woman, you were on a first date with a brand new woman. That must be a weird thing, right? The bill comes to the table. The both of you just look at it and go, what is this?
We just slide it back and forth over
Just
and
keep
over
sliding
again.
it?
Sliding it,
Until-
sliding it, sliding it, sliding it.
Until someone's wrist hurts?
I can't remember back then. I think I was so broke back then that I could never pay for anything. So if anyone was willing to pay, I would let them. But now, since I'm the man in the relationship, Klein, and there has to be roles.
Gotta be roles.
I'm actually the only person who remembers to bring payment. So
Smart.
I'm the one who pays.
All right. Well, let's be honest.
Happy Pride, everyone.
That's for beautiful stuff.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
We're about to help you eat for free for life. Big promise. Thrifty Thursday here on KROQ, Klein Alley Show. She is the queen pin of cheap. We call her El Cheapo. And sometimes what she says is pathetic and sad.
Or sometimes it's just a great way to save. No matter how rich or poor you are, it's always good to save a buck.
Welcome to El Cheapo.
It's time to talk to the kingpin of cheap. Here she is, El Cheapo.
I've been known to drive as much as 20 miles to pick food up rather than have it delivered to save, that $6 to $10 delivery fee plus tip. I mean, it's crazy how much money you can save just by driving across town.
How many miles?
I went 20 once. Yeah. That was
How long did that take you?
That was too much. It was it was a half-hour round trip because I was speeding.
Right.
But it was ready.
And you don't think about what you spent on gas or electricity to do that drive or your own personal time. Once again, when El Cheapo gives you her cheapo hack, she doesn't value her own time at all. So already you have to
If you're willing to go through the extra effort, then you can save some money and put it towards something better that you want. But
funny,
today we're talking about broke meals.
Yes, everyone's got a meal that you either make when you are broke, legitimately broke, have no money, or maybe you're saving for something, or you just bought tickets to a festival. You're like, I got to just go ahead and I've got a trip coming up.
Yeah, you've got a trip, some expensive weekend, and you want to just get something in a pinch that's going to fill you up. That's the key, is something that's inexpensive but will fill you up. Johnny was telling me about his broke meal. And what is it, Johnny?
Hold on, Johnny's entering the studio
He's
now.
excited. He's very passionate.
Johnny,
about his
your
meal.
broke meal. Then we'll get to these calls, 800-520-1067. It's time for you to try to impress El Cheapo with your broke meal.
Okay, check it out. El Pollo Loco, $5 grilled combo. It's the rice bowl with chicken, beans, and rice. It's on the cleaner side, and it comes with a side of chips, and you get a medium kind of like drink with any kind of drink you want.
And how much?
Only $5.99.
Nice.
But that's meant for adults. You're not eating kids' meals because a lot of people I've already seen, they say, like Chipotle, for instance, they go with the kids' meal.
But they cracked down on that, I thought, because people were ordering it and they didn't have kids.
They give you the stink eye, but if you can accept the stink eye or you can pretend you have a kid in the car. I always say, I've got a kid in the hot car. I've got to get back out there. And then you grab it
Make
and you
it
go.
or they'll die.
Yeah. I don't have time for you to judge me or they could burn in there.
661, my favorite broke meal would be 2 value tacos, a value fries, and a small grape soda from Jack in the Box. Fills me up for $4.50. Another person on the text line said that they will pick fruit off of other people's trees in their neighborhood to make their own fresh market ingredients.
Yeah, the problem with that is you never know what you pick, and sometimes it looks like an orange, and it ain't an orange. I've fallen for that many times.
So has Alicia Silverstone.
Many times. Hey, Ever on KROQ, good morning.
Sweet dude.
What is your broke meal?
Oh, well, it's not mine. It's my fiance's. She told me about making mayo tacos.
Mayo tacos. Is it as simple as it sounds? Just mayonnaise squeezed into a taco shell?
Pretty much. So it's not a taco shell. It's just like a flour tortilla. And then she puts it on the comal, heats it up. And then after that, she'll fill it with mayo and then roll it up.
Dump it in my trash mouth. You know what?
Allie
has a point.
Allie likes the sound of that.
I do like it.
That's how we're
I bet
going
it
to
would
rate.
taste great. I mean, it tastes like same as putting butter in there. It's just lard.
Oh, no. It's
a mayonnaise taco, but
it's a
there's...
roll-up. He's talking about just like a little roll-up.
Yeah, I know what he's talking
And
about.
tortillas are filling.
Yeah, we get it. I know. A lot of people do think that anything you throw into a tortilla instantly becomes a good broke meal. But
310 said the best broke meals quesadillas, hands down, no matter where you get it, whether it's home or at a drive-through.
Yeah,
and that's very true.
But Ever's fiance, when did she? At what point in the dating process does she break the news to you that she's a fan of making these mayonnaise tacos?
I think she told me pretty early on.
Yeah.
And it's not
You
just
stayed
her,
with
it's
this
her family,
woman?
and they love it.
Yeah, sounds
Hey, I
apparently.
respect that.
All right, Chris, what is your broke meal? I think it's possible to come up with a good broke meal. They're not all going to be as gross as mayonnaise tacos that Allie said that dump into her trash mouth. What's up, Chris?
Hey, well, this one isn't gross, but just fresh out of college, I had 4 years of ramen, and it took me 3.5 to figure out that if you just put an egg in there, right, like the last minute, you throw an egg in there, spice up that ramen. Oh my God, it's so
My
good.
parents used to do that.
So do you dump
Say
it
that
in
again.
there raw and it cooks inside the ramen, or do you cook?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and it does change everything. It does. You're absolutely right. You go. I cannot have more. I cannot have any more ramen. I think all of us have hit the ramen ceiling before, but it changes everything. You
When
throw
you
the
start
egg.
dressing it up, yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. In fact, I I think we're going to bring back. Maybe this would be a good time to announce because prisoners make the best ramen, the spread, because they've got all that experience doing it. We may have to bring back the
prison cook-off,
the ex-con prison cook-off, where they can all come in here and compete to see who's got the best ramen spread.
Everyone loves a good recipe, a new recipe hack.
This El Cheapo broke meal, Allie, I think is going to really impress you. This was left on the goat line.
Hi, Allie. I'm calling for cheapest meals. I have two. Number one, tuna tacos. Can of tuna, tortillas. Number two, tuna salad. Tuna plus onion plus tomato plus lime and crackers. But here's the hack. I grocery shop at my parents' fridge or pantry.
She grocery shops for free at her parents' pantry. And listen to this, even next level move right here on a broke meal.
And I just happen to know that my mom grocery shops for produce every Monday. So I go Monday afternoon and I raid her fridge and I get all my ingredients for the week.
Wow.
34. Love you. Bye.
Listen to that.
That's beautiful.
Every Monday she knows when her mom shops. That's when she stops by for the old visit. Hey, Mom, been a while. And then just boop, boop.
I also feel like parents, they just have a pantry that's constantly full of crap and they don't even really know what they have in there anymore. So when you go in there, it could be like, whoa, there's all this stuff. And you feel like it is kind of a free-for-all because parents, when they get old, they like never eat.
Donovan, what is your broke meal?
Sweet divots.
Sweet divots.
Hi, my broke meal is 75-cent hot dogs at IKEA.
Hold on, they're not 75
No
cents.
way, really?
At IKEA, I know that. I thought they're $1, or I thought they even raised the price on those. 75 cents is
That's insane.
I do think that you apply yourself enough, you can get yourself $1 hot dog. Like, I mean, even if you think about the Costco thing, I mean, that's a lot of people hitting us up with that, going, that is as good
and
as
how
it
much
gets.
is this, $1.25?
$1.50, but you get you get the dog, and you get a drink. And, you know, now that they brought back the onions, Allie, you could just put 19 pounds of those onions all over there.
I do think you should go heavy on the condiments just to make sure it's really filling.
David, what is your go-to broke meal when you are a little thin on the funds, but you want to eat? What do you do?
So I go to Panda Express, and they got a whole ass plate for $5, and that's enough food for like 2 meals right there at $2.50 each. And since the Dodgers win a lot this season, I've been eating there a lot. I'm almost sick of it.
Oh, right, because the Dodgers they have a deal.
Like
If the Dodgers win, right, it's $5 or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's anytime they win a home game.
Right,
So every time they win, you're like, oh, man.
Yeah,
gotta
go back to Panda Express again. That's interesting, though, his approach, which I think a lot of people think when you think broke meal, you don't just think of the one meal. You go, how many meals can I stretch this
consistently?
for? So even if it's a little more, but you get 3 meals out of it.
Absolutely.
Or it lasts. That's not bad at all.
On Instagram, somebody said they will go to a fast food place or a restaurant and they'll say it's their birthday all over the place. And a lot of them don't ask for any documentation. So you get either money off or you get like a free something, usually for your birthday, and you can just ride that wave.
Yeah, A18 said, I've found myself just wearing random items from my car into Krispy Kreme. They always have some promotion where if you're dressed like something, you get a donut.
Oh, really?
And a lot of times they just feel bad for me that I got the date wrong and they give me a donut. That's a great little hack right there.
See,
Free
those
donuts.
are the 2 things you should not value if you are a true El Cheapo, your time and your respect.
Right. If you don't value your respect, you are already battling Allie for the El Cheapo title. Hey, Janet on KROQ, good morning. What is your broke meal?
Hey, sweet dibs.
Sweet dibs.
My broke meal is a tostada with refried beans and queso fresco on top.
Oh,
and if you can
that's
afford
yummy.
protein, chicken.
If you can afford
and you
protein.
can feed like 6 to 12 people.
Yeah, or you just eat that for 6 to 12 days for yourself.
Yeah.
That's not bad right there.
You know what else is this morning we came across one of the engineers has chickens. Like, what the hell's up with that? And he has free eggs. He's just like, I can't give them away.
Yeah.
You got to find a friend like that who's like, I don't know, I've got all this fresh stuff.
Yeah, some guy walked in this morning.
With
We
a
saw
dozen eggs.
A dozen eggs. And we're like, that's weird. He's like, yeah, well, I got chickens at home and we have too many eggs. So you got to find befriend the guy that's got a chicken.
Yes.
And then you eat the eggs. When you're finally sick of the eggs, it's Just take the head
I
off.
don't know how you're going to befriend somebody with a chicken. You got to search kind of hard for that. But once you find him, don't let him go.
Someone says, my broke meal, you walk into pretty much any Starbucks location where the pre-ordered drinks are waiting, and there's always one or two that you can tell has been sitting there for a while. Someone's never going to pick it up. Just grab it and go. Free drink. El Cheapo's got to love that. I mean, that's technically stealing once again. We always get there
No,
eventually.
I endorse it.
But she's okay with it. You should dump that drink right in her whore mouth, or whatever she says.
Another person on the text line said, I didn't say my whore
what
mouth.
did she say?
That's what you think.
What's her line again?
You love whores. Dump it in my trash mouth.
That's what it is. Dump it in the trash.
Well, you
Sorry.
think whores are trash.
Sorry.
Wow.
I don't mean to misquote you, Al.
This
Excuse me.
person said that every Friday at the end of the month they clean out the company fridge, so they will raid the company fridge the day before and get all kinds of great stuff.
That's
I think
kinda-
Secondhand Cindy's pasta's still in there.
Yeah, oh yeah, Jake's still working on that. He's gonna. Yeah, that's right.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
Well, I like to save money where I can, but it doesn't mean I won't spend some money on the people that I love. Keyword some money. I found a gift that would be perfect for my wife because she wanted to get back into biking on the road. So I decided I'm going to go on OfferUp and I'm going to find a really, really nice, gently previously loved bike, and I'm going to give it to her for Christmas.
Stolen.
And I found no, it wasn't.
I remember
stolen.
this bike.
Yep.
It was totally stolen
This
because
is-
it was like a $1,200 bike that you got for like $500.
You told us around Christmas when you were getting this thing not to bring it up on the radio because you wanted to surprise her with it. And Omar and I said, "Where'd you get it?" And then you kind of were a little shady with the details. And then we found out that you probably bought a stolen bike off offer.
Look, when you buy a bike on OfferUp or Marketplace or whatever, the chances of it being stolen are high. But mine had the serial number on it, which you can
So?
trace back to the original. If it's stolen, they scratch that off, Omar. Okay?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
You think criminals care about that?
They spray paint them. Yeah, 'cause they don't want it to,
Sometimes, but a lot of times, Allie, they just resell it, do a quick flip.
I met the guy. He
Did
was
you
a
see
nice
a receipt?
guy.
Did you ask for a receipt?
No, why would I ask for a receipt?
Well, if you're trying to confirm
OfferUp.
that you bought a bike, I've sold stuff on OfferUp before, and I say, "Here's the original receipt,"
Why?
because I let them know.
How
I
do you
didn't-
even have an original receipt? You lose a paper the second I give it to you.
Yes, my wife does has them. Or like we'll have an email or something. But I'll say like this isn't. I didn't find this on the side of the road. I mean, you bought a stolen bike. We're convinced of it. So what's going on?
So I got her the bike. She loved it. It was a little big for her because it's technically a men's bike, but still, it was
Wait.
great bike.
Wait. You spent $500 on this expensive ass bike, and it was a men's bike. I didn't know that.
All right, it was a bike that was for a person of her height. I didn't think it mattered whether it was a men's bike or a women's bike.
Of course, it matters.
It was the same size for her height.
Okay.
Whatever. So she's excited about it. She takes that out for a couple of spins, and she realizes there's a couple of problems with it. There's a little problem with the brakes. It just needs some little tuning up, okay? And then maybe the second time she used it, there was a flat tire almost instantly. So she decides...
Hey, by the way, those parts on expensive bikes can be tremendously expensive, too.
Yes, that's true. So I said, well, maybe we can take it to my stepdad who works on bikes, but she decided she wanted to take it to a bike store. To which I said, fine, you do whatever you want. You can take it to a bike store. They said, well, we can replace the tubes, but we can also do a general tune-up for $150. Whatever. She says, okay, great. And then they tune it up. They give it back to her. She pays the money. And then she takes it on her second bike ride and gets another flat tire.
You guys
Same
are not.
tire, different
kidding?
tire.
And
You
she
guys
goes,
are
you
not
know,
good
I
with
think
bikes.
I'm kind of accepting that this is not the bike for me. There's something wrong with the bike. And now she has taken it to a place that's fixed it. It's already messed up again. And maybe it's not necessarily the bike people. It's the bike itself.
Did you tell her it was a stolen bike or?
I'm not telling her it's a stolen bike because it's not a stolen bike.
Okay, did you tell her it was a gently used bike, or did
I
she
told
think you
her
bought
where
her
I
a new?
got it. No, I didn't tell her it was a brand new bike.
Okay.
Because those are like $1,200.
Right. So she knows this was someone else's and now it's hers and it's got problems. Riddled with problems.
But I don't think that it's riddled with problems.
I have
think
some
she's
sound of
being
the
a little-
previous owner. This is the previous owner.
Say hi. That's not the previous
That
owner.
Bike sounds terrible.
Okay. So now she brought up the fact that she has bring it back to the place again. And she goes, if they charge me, I want to talk to you about who's supposed to be paying for this stuff, because you got me this gift and I didn't ask you to get me this gift. And it was an expensive gift, yes, but now I've already spent $150. I'm potentially going to spend more money on it. Now I probably have to sell the bike and buy a real bike.
Oh, man.
So who is going to pay for all of this? And I was like, well, look, I never told you to take it to the bike place. I could have had my stepdad fix it for free, but you chose to take it to the nice bike store. If I knew I was paying for these repairs, would not have taken it there in the first place.
Would have YouTubed and done it.
Exactly. I could have put a tube in myself. It would have pissed me off a lot, but I would have done it. So,
is she driving through nails or glass or something? Because
apparently,
that's not very common.
Exactly. I'm like, what are you doing wrong here that you're popping the tires every time you ride your damn bike?
Look, I think once a gift is given, even if there's a problem, because I know I've received gifts before and something was off, it's been handed to me. It's mine now. It's my problem. The gift is yours to enjoy and yours to deal with if there's problems. You live with her.
She took it to the bike store. I didn't even think about offering to pay for it.
Why would you offer it? You bought her a perfectly good stolen bike. And it's got some problems with it, but that's on her now.
It's in great condition for any man. I'm just saying, now if she wants to sell the bike, what am I supposed to do?
Ask for the money back. Is that what you're thinking? Is that what you're asking us?
I said, why don't I just give you, when we sell it, you keep the money and you can either buy a new bike with it or you can buy a
whatever else you want.
Priced.
Right.
Yeah.
That's yours now. That money is yours.
But I think she's kind of nodding to me like I'm supposed to pay the difference for a brand new bike now because I've got her in this bike mess in the first place.
Man.
So I thought she wanted to start biking, and that was all. That's why it was a thoughtful gift.
I agree. It is a thoughtful gift, and she did want to get into it.
You know what I think, Ellie? I think she didn't like biking. I think she thought she wanted to get into biking. You bought her a nice bike. She realized this biking isn't for me, but I can't leave this thing around, so I got to make it seem like the bike's the problem. She's out there stabbing the tires, stabby, and she's going, Allie, listen, I don't know what to tell you.
Twice now she's called me 10 minutes into her bike ride. Hey, can you pick me up?
That's the greatest.
818, maybe she stole Vanessa's rollerblades.
Oh, maybe.
Because she didn't want to bike anymore.
Yeah, she's got a new hobby now. I think that's not on you anymore. And I'd love to side with her, but I think this is on her.
Yes,
You're free and clear.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ 106.7 KROQ.
It's almost like people can be bigger dicks because they know that you are still tied to them for life.
Are you already getting holiday family dickery?
Oh, yeah, it's already started because now
I've already gotten guilt-tripped into holiday stuff.
I already got the call yesterday that my mom was like, I guess I'll just be alone on Thanksgiving.
Oh, my God, yes, same.
And I was like, well, but Dad's there. She's like, well, that's just like being alone. I'm like, all right. How am I going to solve that problem?
But then you have to only do what their plans were that they wanted.
Right.
You can't suggest other solutions for them.
I said, why don't you guys fly to California? I'm here. Weather will be better.
That's not what they want. They want you to come all the way there.
No, your chair is still here from when you grew up. You sit in the chair, I'll make you turkey. No, Mom, it's not happening. I'm not bringing all my family across the country again.
That's so much money.
It's just a lot of dick stuff. So it's open phones now at 800-520-1067. We'll take your texts as well in this very exciting family edition of Don't Be a Dick.
Don't be a dick.
And Vanessa, we know that you're very upset with your mother about something, so why don't you go ahead and kick off this round of why relatives can be the biggest dicks.
Okay, so I went to visit her, and someone came to visit her, a stranger that I've never met, and this is how she introduces me. This is my daughter, the single one. And right away, I was like, the single one, Mom? That's how you're going to introduce me to a stranger I've never met? She's like, yeah, you're single and your brother's married. And I was like, okay, well, that is not my personality. You could have just said, this is my daughter, Vanessa, my older daughter.
The one in radio.
The one in radio,
That's sad.
The one with a career. No, the single one. And I got so mad. I was like, that is not who I am, Mom.
She didn't want to embarrass Vanessa by saying the one in radio, so she went the single
I'll go to single. But what's interesting is that she has a son and a daughter, and that's pretty much an easy differentiator.
Yeah, this is my daughter. You don't need, it's like she's got 9 daughters.
And why do I need a Vanessa? Why does there need to be a plan? What What does it have to be followed? You can just say this is Vanessa. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: was the person she was introducing you to?
No, it was a woman.
You know why moms do this? I think it's because I think they assume everyone knows somebody who knows somebody, and
they're in hookup mode. They want to hook up the daughter and have her get married.
They're waiting for someone to be like, "Oh, single. Oh my God, my nephew is, in medical school and he's single. We should connect the two." People love that sort of thing. So
my son's friend is also in radio and sad.
And
I'm not sad. I'm so happy.
Right, but did you Did you correct her on the spot? And
I corrected her on the spot. I did not care that I looked like I was a brat because I was like, "Excuse me, that is not how you're going to introduce me to a stranger."
Yeah, 218 wanted to nominate the family members who make it very clear that they don't like your baby's name.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
That's a very obvious one,
Oh, you went with that.
Oh, interesting.
Leslie, huh?
And they're just continuously suggesting other names.
Yeah.
Well, you already named your baby that?
Kid's like 7 already. You're like, I get it. This is their name forever.
I would like to nominate my mother over the weekend. She did a thing that I think a lot of moms do, where she offered to help, but then complained about the help. So she was like, "Well, I'll just give you a ride to the venue." And I was like, "Okay, great." So we're in the car, and then she's about to drop me off. And then she's like, "Well, now I have no time to get ready." And I'm like, "Why did you offer to take me then? I can take an Uber." "No, it's fine."
Right.
And it's like, but then don't offer something and then complain about the thing that you offered me. You don't have to offer. It's okay. You don't have to be a martyr.
That's not my move, Jake. Shut up. I took you up to Big Bear Mountain.
Giving my kids a slumber party and then complaining about the slumber party.
That's true. That was terrible. That's right. That's what we like to do. I would nominate the relative that doesn't actually have any sort of a skill or expertise, but they will use every other family member's skill or expertise.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like they will always call if there's a lawyer in the family, a doctor in the family, someone who works in radio has access to tickets. They'll, "Hey, if you know about this thing?" They will, but then they have nothing of themselves. If you were ever asked them,
they have no perks as a person,
right? And no ability to. No one would ever call them, but they have no problem being like, "Hey, I know we're like third cousins and all, but can you help me out with this thing?"
They also usually never have an accurate depiction of what your job is.
That's a good point.
Like they're not able, they're like, "Well, you can get tickets to Shakira, right?" And it's like, "No, I can't." They don't understand what your job is and what you're actually able to do.
I had an aunt that called me because her daughter really wanted to be a dancer. And she says, "You're still in radio, right?" I said, "Yes." She goes, "Can you get her on So You Think You Can Dance?" And I said, "What the hell are you even talking about? I have no idea of how our two worlds even connect even a little bit."
That you would think that would even be possible.
Yeah, no problem. Easy. Let me just make a call.
Or like that person lives in L.A. They can get you on that show.
What is that?
And it's like, no, that's not how it works. 310 had a great suggestion for Vanessa. Your mom should have introduced you as, "This is Vanessa, the one who does the great Sean Connery impression."
Oh, that would have been great. You could have gone right into it then.
I'm not a ghost.
Aaron, welcome. It's 800-520-1067. It's Don't Be a Dick. We're talking relatives now. Our favorite one. We'll probably give you something because we usually do. What's up, Aaron?
Good morning. My brother-in-law told me he was going to buy my car, and he took the car like 4 years ago and hasn't paid a dime on it.
Whoa. That's the thing of people who expect family handouts.
Well, there's also someone in every family that is the borrower, or I'm good for it, or the IOU, or I'll pay you next time, or I got the next one, and they never got the next one.
Yeah. But then they'll be the first to complain how they never have any money or something, so that you'd feel bad asking.
So have you brought it up since, Aaron, or is it just water under the bridge?
I'm just writing it off as a loss.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing.
626 wanted to nominate the relative that always brings strangers to random ass people to family functions.
God, that is so true. And that relative, and I'm not saying they're always the single one, but it does change the dynamic. Because when you are at a place, there is something nice about it, I'll say. Like, I don't like it. It's annoying. It's full of a lot of guilt and other stuff. But when you're at a just family-only function, there is a feeling of comfort there. Like, I am related to almost everyone here in some variety. And then all of a sudden someone's like, "Hey, here's a guy I met 3 days ago on Bumble." And it's like, wait, what? This guy's infiltrating the inner circle now?
I had an aunt bring a very, very new significant other to the wedding this weekend, and was like introducing them as like, "Okay, we're all family here." And I'm like, "I don't even know, what's your name?"
Yeah.
And it's cool. I get it. It's just a wedding. You get a +1, but it was a very, very new +1.
We're officially entering the family section of the year as people are starting to put together their plans for Thanksgiving, Christmas already, but also wanted to bring up this very special Don't Be a Dick relatives as a result of Allie dealing with a wedding over the weekend and Vanessa being introduced by her mom as this is my daughter, the single one, even though she's the only daughter. Johnny, you're on KROQ. Good morning. Welcome to Don't Be a Dick. What do you got?
It was actually Tony, but all right, we'll go with Johnny.
Okay,
You
go
said
ahead.
Johnny.
What's your name?
All right, Tony.
Tony, what's up, Tony?
All right, so my Don't Be a Dick goes to the younger brother who I co-signed for, and with the understanding that after the loan was paid off, we would do the same for me. And nope, you didn't do that.
Oh, that's a great nominee.
The one with uneven love.
Yes, the relative that, right, you would think, like, you'll pick them up at the airport, then you go to visit them, and you're like, hey, you want to get me? Oh, no, I don't, just Uber. Well, I picked you up, though, when you came here.
Yeah, what the hell?
There should be even Steven across the board. Brian on KROQ, good morning.
Yeah, the relative is actually me. I'm the one that makes plans like, hey, let's do a sibling marathon, let's do a sibling big old trip, and then I never show up.
Why?
Because I'm
You're just flaky?
Guy. Yeah, I'm super flaky.
So you plan the events? Time for another family reunion. Everyone shows up except you? Smart. I guess you know your relatives.
818 wanted to nominate the aunt that always has something to say about your appearance. Oh, I noticed you're not wearing makeup today.
Right.
Oh, is that what you're going to wear, or...
You look fuller.
You look healthy.
Yeah, you look healthy. That's a good one. Well, look at you. You made it through a Klein Alley show video. You probably didn't want it to begin with, and maybe you didn't even know who we are, but let's be honest. The internet's all about connecting with complete strangers that may or may not kill you one day.
If you like it, you can subscribe for more. Just click this button.
Or over there, or there. We're not really sure. You've heard it a lot. And, comment and like and all that bullshit. It actually does help, believe it or not. So we're saying it because we really do mean it.
And you can also listen to the live show or download the podcast if you missed anything and you're getting show mode.
Yeah, we're on the radio. You can find one of these things in a museum.